for an unforgettable experience. Get ready. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Let's get hype.
Oh yeah. What's up, Cowboys Nation? Welcome to another episode of the Late Night Hype. Skywalker Still, Big Game James, Law Nation, and a very special guest. And I'll leave it at special guest, right, B?
Yeah, he said, we ain't treating you like no
Broaddus.
guest. You just B now.
In the building.
Yeah.
And yes, he's B.
You guys need to treat me like I went 5-11 through straight.
Yeah, you about to get it then, big dog.
No, I don't think we getting 5 and 11, B. I think we getting B that found Tony Romo. That's who I think we get.
Yeah, but we ain't gonna let him off the skillet though.
Yo, it's the fire grease coming.
5'11", 5'11", 5'11". Boy.
There we go. There we go. Now
What's
we're cooking.
going on, Mr. Broaddus? B, what would you like us to call you? We like to call you B if we can.
We're calling you B.
Right, B, that's fine. Absolutely
Yeah.
doing well,
Awesome.
boys. Just, I'm like everybody else and just trying to get a first down in life, man. I always seem
love
like
that.
we're about 3rd and 15 right now, and you try to get there. But, yeah, it's, the radio stuff's been good.
Yeah.
We're starting to come back a little bit on some stuff, having to do a lot of tough programs, as you guys know, a lot of things out there in the world that we're dealing with, and it's we're no different. And a lot of education going on in my books here.
That's
trying
awesome.
to figure out things and be a little bit better at my job and be a bit better as a person. But that opportunity to do this every day is something I really, really look forward to.
That's awesome to hear, man. To hear about the education part of what's going on in the world today. And you said the radio is going well because I know you're not with Dallas anymore, but we still crave your knowledge of the game, and you're on 105 through the Fan. How's that going? We had your buddy on here, Jeff Kavanaugh, man, funny guy.
We love some Jeff.
Yeah, Jeff's great to work with, and he will beat you up about throwing that football, So here's the old crusty scout guy that wants to run the ball. We gotta protect the quarterback. All this. Jeff and Gavin Dawson, who I work with 2 to 7 every day on 105.3, they're all about throwing it, throw it. So yeah, it's been quite an education. I really enjoyed it. The transition from just talking and focusing on the Cowboys full time to having to focus on the Mavericks and the Stars and the Rangers and all that, and plus the Cowboys has been good for me. It was something I wanted to do. I know in my life, I'm 56 years old, the opportunity to go and talk about other sports and prove that I could do it, was something that was very, very inviting to me. And we just all of a sudden this pandemic hit us though, right when I started my job. So we've been talking about everything but sports.
Yeah.
But it's been good, and
awesome.
like I say, that part of it has been rewarding for me. Instead of working 13 hours a day, I only work 6 hours a day, so that part of it's been really good too.
Wow, you put 13 hours mostly over there in Dallas. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
they
we were
working like a dog over there.
Yeah, 7 days a week. We were working, especially during the season and stuff. And there's a lot of things, a lot of behind the scenes things, all those programs we do, all the draft shows, all the writing we do. I mean, it's definitely a full-time gig. Those guys, David Hellman, Nick Eaton, and Rob Phillips, Derek Eagleton, those guys do a heck of a job over there. Ambar Garcia, great job those guys do.
Hey, for some of the people that may not know your full background, because a lot of Cowboy fans know you as the Dallas Cowboys scout or the Dallas Cowboys, but can you kind of dive in a little bit on your background as an actual NFL personnel man in the league?
Yeah, I got my start really with NFL Europe in 1990. I was a college recruiter at LSU and then Texas A&M, and then got my first real professional job with NFL Europe, and then got the opportunity working in NFL Europe to go and work for the Green Bay Packers. Got hired on my 27th birthday, December 12th, 1991. Yeah, December. Yeah, on my 27th birthday back then. So yeah, it was really a great experience working with the Packers and Ron Wolf, Hall of Fame general manager. Got a Super Bowl ring with the Packers in '96. Worked with some great guys that are general managers today, guys like John Dorsey, Scott McCloughan, who's out. John Snyder was my intern with the Green Bay Packers. Now John's running the Seattle Seahawks. So great experience, a lot of great guys. And then, went from Green Bay to Philly, got to run a draft in Philly, Jacksonville, and to the Cowboys. So for 13 years, I was in that life. I was in the evaluation, building boards, writing reports and all that. So, and then it all switched where then my son was born, Bennett, and he's now 16 years old. He was born 3 days after the 2004 draft. And so, I kind of was like looking at like that. Do I want to stay on the road? Do I want to stay involved with this? Do I need to be at home with him more? So the opportunity to kind of get involved with the media side was something I wanted to do. And do I miss some things about scouting? Absolutely. Did I piss a lot of people off in scouting? Absolutely, I did. But, it's part of it. And, you're going to get in some fights. You're going to get in some arguments. But I've been doing the media stuff now almost as long as I was done scouting. So I've been very fortunate to have two different careers, one in professional sports as a scout, and then now on the media side with this, with the radio gig.
Indeed,
hey,
man.
Hey, you know what I love about what you just said there, B, is how you got to basically see both sides of the spectrum. You were you were in the locker rooms, you were a scout, you were on the road, you were doing boards. Now you're media, where everybody was probably getting on your ass about them damn drafts. Now you on the outside in get on other people. So that's just a great conception to see both sides. And you said you almost did it in the same amount of time.
Yeah, and like I say, it's very rare that people get to have two careers. Now, you could choose to do different things if you want, things on the side or whatever. But yeah, I've been very blessed with that. And a lot of it is meeting the right people. I mean, I've had people that said, "Hey, listen, we could train you to be an NFL scout." Then we had people that tell me, "Hey, we think we could train you to be on the radio," and my writing stuff, if it wasn't for David Hellman.
I knew you were going to say Dave. You always give him props.
You could not read one bit of things that I ever wrote for DallasCowboys.com. And I did that for 8 years, and Hellman came in, and David Hellman has rewritten every single article I ever wrote. And if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have lasted as long as I did. So props to David Hellman. I asked him the other day, we did a crawfish boil for Kavanaugh's birthday. And I asked him, I said, "Do you miss reading my stuff?" He looked at me and he says, "There's some things I do miss, the education of it, but 95% of it, absolutely not." So
I would have,
David Hellman.
I would imagine, B, you were writing like a scout, right?
I was a lot of dot dash, incomplete sentences. Hellman's like, you and I went to the same school, and at LSU, I can't even call you out because I'd look like a dumbass myself. That here I graduated from the same place you did, and I'm like, that's the great thing about it. So man, just here's another scouting report for you to read. Keep reading these scouting reports. So, but Hellman I think Dave did a good smart thing. He read the work, and he kind of said, okay, I'm going to let it kind of give me a base. And then he went out and kind of did some of his own stuff. But, a lot of those people, I mean, Ambar Garcia, Ambar's won three Emmy Awards with her for sports journalist stuff. So there's a lot of really talented people out there and a lot of people that really helped me along the way.
That's good stuff.
I got a question about your scouting before we move on to the current Cowboys. I love hearing some of your stories. One of my favorite stories you talk about is a Hugh Douglas one. And I think I heard you talk about the Leroy Glover one before as well. But who would be, I guess, your best player or one of your favorite players that you helped the team acquire through your scouting, be it drafting or be it personnel scouting with NFL players? Who would be some of your favorite guys or one of your favorite guys?
Well, when I was with the Cowboys, I was involved with pro personnel. So I was really more there for Jerry and Steven and either Dave Campo or Bill Parcells, the coach, being able to say, okay, who could take guy, kind of giving them an idea of around us, what players could go, who team needs and stuff. And I used to sit in those meetings and take notes. I used to, and Parcells kicked me out of the room for taking notes, because I always wanted on black and white paper, like who said what. If we came back the next year, someone would say, "Oh, I really like that guy." And I'd say, "BS, you didn't like that guy." This is the guy you like. So, that's kind of where, but as far as the college stuff, I just tried to help them kind of get an idea who was playing. You know, these scouts, sometimes the college guys like to say, oh, he'd be a really good nickel corner. Well, they don't know who all the nickel corners are playing in the league. I know that's my job. I would know, you know, who the nickel corners were. So I would have to say, okay, he's like this guy or that guy. Now, as far as bringing in a player, Jerry and Steven really trusted me on Leroy Glover. That was one of the ones that I was so proud of. And the interesting story about Leroy Glover was that I did a lot of work on him because we were going to hand him a lot of money. We were going to give him like $5 million at the time. And Jerry asked me, he says, you really think this Leroy Glover can play for us? You think he can help us? And, you know, and it took every bit of courage that I could muster up that said, absolutely, this guy will be a great player for us. And at the time I said this, you couldn't have driven a nail up my ass. That's how, I mean, how tight I was about it. But Leroy came in, I did a lot of work. I had friends with the Saints that knew him, told me about the locker room guy, told me the type of player he was. I did the legwork on him. I'm really, really proud of him. You mentioned Hugh Douglas. That was Mike Lombardi. When I was in Philly running the draft with Mike in 98, you know, Mike, I was doing the college stuff. Mike did the pro stuff. Mike said, hey, we have a chance to pick up Hugh Douglas for a second-round pick. I looked at Mike. I said, Mike, we got nobody on that board in the second round in the 98 draft is better than Hugh Douglas. Let's make that trade. So those are the kinds of deals you have to do, the deals you're really, really kind of proud of to make.
You came away with Trey Thomas and Hugh Douglas in that year.
And Jeremiah Trotter.
And Trotter.
Damn, wow. Jeremiah Trotter. Okay, that's a good one.
You can't be bigging up the rivals, man.
Right, Philly, you killing over Philly. You want to do us dirty.
And I'll tell you what happened too. Jeff Lurie and Joe Banner knew nothing about Andy Reid. Now I was neighbors with Andy Reid in Green Bay.
Come on, man.
I was his neighbor. So when Andy Reid, we had a chance with Ray Rhodes, and I was in a meeting with Ray Rhodes, Jeff Lurie, and Joe Banner, and we're all sitting, Mike Lombardi there too. And we were trying to hire Andy. John Gruden leaves to go to Oakland to coach. So we're going to hire Andy Reid as our offensive coordinator. Well, the Packers, there was a time there where you tag the coaches. You could tag them, and they couldn't move. Well, I went into this whole big spiel about Andy Reid, and why we need to hire him, And Jeff Lurie, Joe Banner, like nodding their heads, you know. So we don't get Andy. What happens? Ray gets fired. Who do they go hire?
Andy
Reid. They didn't know Andy Reid from anybody, but Andy Reid lasted 14 years for him there. So yeah, I actually hurt the Cowboys, hurt us.
Yeah.
By getting Andy Reid hired. Andy did a great job. We hooked him up with that 98 draft. In 99, he drafts Donovan McNabb. And once he did that and got Bryant Westbrook and those guys, then he was on his way of winning divisions. Andy's a damn good coach.
Oh,
so,
yes, he is.
Yeah, I had a way of kind of helping the enemy there for a little bit.
Yeah, you got a Super Bowl with the Packers.
Speaking of that, and with all of that, you got some relationship with Doug Peterson, if that's the case.
Yeah.
So
how about that? That's crazy. We're at the Senior Bowl, and this is when Doug gets the job. I think 3 years ago. So Doug's on the sidelines. I'm on the sidelines. He's standing next to Jeff Lurie, the owner of the Eagles. So Doug sees me, right? And Mr. Lurie's there, and he's like, "Hey, Brian, how's it going?" And Doug kind of like, "Oh, you know him." So Doug, the look on his face was, "Oh no, Brian's going to come over here and tell all the drunk Doug Peterson stories." I used to drive Brett Favre, Doug Peterson, and Jim McMahon around. I was Uber for those guys in like 96. So those guys would want to go have a few pops. They give me the money. I drove, I got the keys to the car, and I drove them around. And then at the end of the night, I paid the bar tab and got them all home. So yeah, Doug and I go way back to his backup days in Green Bay. When I used to drive around. But Doug and I, every time I see him, like whether it was at the Combine or the Senior Bowl, we always have to share a laugh or two about those days in Green Bay.
Oh man, I respect your days in Green Bay, but the year they won the Super Bowl was the year after we won the Super Bowl, so I ain't too happy about that. But congratulations on that success. I know you got that Super. You wear it into the Cowboys facility sometime?
I did wear my Super Bowl ring with the Cowboys. As a matter of fact, I forgot to wear it today But I usually wear it when I want to make a point with Kavanaugh on the radio. He'll start talking crap, and then like we'll be in these meetings, and I'll put my hand like I wear on this finger, and I put my hands up like my face like right here, and the whole time he has to look at that Super Bowl ring, and I remind him that I did this. One time in my life I got something right. So yeah.
Hey,
you
got the ultimate prize.
Yeah, ultimate prize. Well, speaking of that, since you got the history on your mind there, it was another guy. He's within the coaching staff. He's the assistant head coach. What was his name? Rob Davis. Was he on that team?
Yeah, well, Rob wasn't with us. Rob came after me, but what they did with Rob, he was a deep snapper.
Right.
And so, yeah, he was for those guys up in Green Bay, did a long time, did a lot of player program stuff too up there. I mean, he stayed on. Mike kept him around. He did a lot of involvement with the players there. Mike bringing him here to kind of take over for Calvin Hill and Brian Wansley and those guys that with the Cowboys. So Rob is a guy he knows, he trusts. Coaches always want to hire somebody to be with the players that they know and trust, so they could get the right stories out. So yeah, that's a good hire for him. They named him assistant head coach. He's not going to have any type of coaching position, but he's going to handle that locker room
that's what they need.
That's what you have to have in this day and age.
Yeah, they hired a ton of new coaches, which I think something that we all been calling for was a sweep. We needed a sweep because we felt that there was kind of a buddy system where it was, okay, that's my buddy, we're going to keep him here. He used to play for the Cowboys. He'll be our coach. And it just kind of never changed anything. But now you got McCarthy, who was completely different than Jason Garrett in many different ways. And he has an entirely different philosophy, and he's bringing in experienced guys. Last year you had a lot of younger coaches, maybe not young in age, but young in experience. But you got Philbin, you got Nolan, you got McCarthy, you got Davis, who may not be a coach, but he's experienced in the league. Is that something that you think could be a positive for this Cowboys regime, is the experience with the coaching staff?
I think moving on from Jason Garrett, probably everybody in Cowboy Nation was probably very excited about. And
that's what we did.
We were, and when I was working with DallasCowboys.com, if you watched Talking Cowboys or Cowboys Break or any of these shows, I was, it got to the point where Mickey would look at me like Mickey Spagnuolo, like, yeah, you're going to get fired. And I'm like, haven't gotten fired yet, because, Mickey and Jason, and listen, I got to the point where, I got tired of seeing them give away a game or two because of something that he did or him not being a difference maker. In this day and age, as a head coach, you have to be a difference maker. Bill Belichick in that game knew his quarterback wasn't better. He knew his defense was better. He knew his special teams was better. He won the game exactly how he thought he was going to win the game. He wasn't going to let you score, and he was going to block a punt. So you have to be a difference maker. You cannot allow these teams that, especially at the end of the year, the Chicago loss, the Buffalo loss. I know Buffalo is a playoff team, but there were some games down the end where you had to be a difference maker. Minnesota was a game. You have to be a difference maker, and you're not.
Them damn Jets.
The Jets game and the Saints game. I go back to that Saints game because that's where it started. The first game, the previous game, the Miami Dolphin games, you saw the combination, the Tony Pollard and Ezekiel Elliott run. Then for the next game, you don't give Tony Pollard a snap? How can you do that?
Well, that's
I hate to just start raining on that, but it's just crazy to me. And Jarvin, he was killing up the middle of the field. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, those are all problems that you saw. And to me, I like to get to your point about the hiring of the coaches. Yeah, I'm a fan. I'm interested to see how Joe Philbin will do with the offensive line. It's an important hire.
Yeah.
You better have somebody that fully embraces and knows the challenges with those guys. That's so important for Dak Prescott to, we saw what Paul Alexander did when he came in and tried to change things. Those guys looked at him like, okay, we're going to try to do this, but how much success did they really had? Finally, they had to move on. Let me tell you another one, Jim Tom Sula. This defensive line has got to find a way. Rod Marinelli, I have the utmost respect for Rod Marinelli. It drove me nuts when Rod Marinelli was telling me, oh, I like to coach the orphans. I like these
I hate it.
Rod Marinelli,
Lord Jesus.
You won a Super Bowl with
Warren
dogs,
Sapp, animals,
Simeon Rice,
animals. Now you want to be conservative with it?
Yeah. Big-time players. So, I don't want to hear about the orphans. I don't want to hear about Golden Cock and all. I don't want to hear about that.
Old Joe Hayden. Was that Nick Hayden?
Yeah, Nick Hayden. I just, I just thought that, and I love Rod. I mean, Rod is so cool to talk, talk to every day about life. And, and I felt like that there were some things he did really well, and those guys respected the hell out of him. But they needed to play better. They didn't play better. The linebackers, they had problems with the linebacker coach. Chris Richard, they had problems in the secondary. Guys doing, if you ask what was wrong with Xavier Woods, well, he's kind of doing his own thing. Jalen Smith doing his own thing. If that's what's going on, something needs to change. And at the top, it changes with Garrett. But I just don't see a long honeymoon here. I mean, this team is built in a way that those coaches had better hit the ground running.
Yeah,
man.
If you start losing games the way that Jason Garrett did, I will call you out the same way I called Jason Garrett out. I will call you out, Kellen Moore, if you have problems in the red zone calling plays. So I think
so what's the window is then, Brian?
3-year window, B.
Yeah, here's our voice. Whether people believe what we're talking about, I think to be fair about it, we need to see. But these guys had better hit the ground running. They better have.
I'll tell you what, to kind of expand on that. A lot of the times you see teams on the cusp, they have a coaching change. And in that year or 2 years, they're either Super Bowl champions or they've been to the Super Bowl. I don't want to say we're going to win the Super Bowl, but this feels like a team that's been on the cusp a number of times. But we all felt, guys, are we really going to do it with this coach?
Right.
We felt that we weren't. But now you got a guy who's been there and done that, who's won a Super Bowl. And honestly, if you really look back at that Super Bowl, they had some significant injuries during that Super Bowl year. And one of the things that this regime never could overcome was an injury or in suspension. Yeah. They didn't change anything. So, do you have confidence that McCarthy can kind of roll with the punches better than what Jason Garrett did?
I hope that he has the success that he had early and then middle and then at the late. If you talk to people in Green Bay about late in his career, there was questions of how hard did he really work.
Yeah, he admits it.
The success, they were winning the division. They're winning the North. They were getting to the playoffs. They were getting home field. They had the best quarterback, one of the best quarterbacks in football. There was a lot of things that he was kind of riding, but at the end of it, there's people that say it didn't work very hard. So maybe this year off got him to kind of refocus on. Listen, I had success, but at the end, I coasted way, way, way too much, and I let things kind of slip. So I'm hopeful that he's not going to let things slip here. I'm hopeful that he makes everybody accountable. I hope he makes himself accountable. I grew really tired of working at the Star and seeing all the banners and stuff that said finish the fight and all that.
Oh my God.
I got tired of all that.
Driven.
I just wanted somebody to go out there and win a game and be tough winning the game. Physically take it to. Now let's see if what Mike's attitude is about this. They've got a great offense. Mike Nolan's got to have to do some things on defense. Is he going to be multiple? Does he have the players that can adapt from series to series? Can they play a 4-3 front? Can they play a 3-man front? There was too many times last year where we heard people and young quarterbacks going, we saw there was that single high coverage. That's what they do. They were in that single high coverage. That's what they do. In this day and age, you have to be multiple. You have to be able to attack people. You have to find a way to be a good scoring defense. You have to find a way to get off the field on third down. Well, that's up to Mike Nolan. And if this staff does that, if they take the players that they have and are able to push them and get them to get to that next level, you don't need the former scout telling you they're going to have success, but they're going to have success. They do have talent there. Now whether I misevaluated the talent coming out of Oxnard last year, it could be a whole nother discussion that we can.
I think we all had some misevaluations of the team, but again, I still believe we were kind of a 10-6, 11-5 team with an 8-8 coach. That's how that's a good way to
put it. We had this discussion on the radio today, and it was that how many more wins does Mike McCarthy get you? Does he get you 2, 3 more wins? As a fan, that's what you got to hope. It's kind of like Tony Romo, and I love Tony Romo. But this is an 8-8 team sometimes with Tony Romo, because he would will the team to get 2 or 3 more victories. Yeah. It might be 5-11. It might be a 6-10 team, and Romo would find a way to win 2 games to make it an 8-8 team. So that's got to kind of be your hope that this coaching staff can come in and they can be the difference in winning maybe 2 to 3 more games just because of the preparation and the way they got things going.
Yeah, but I want people to understand too that this is still an 8-8 league. Parity is all around, and people are getting better and bigger and stronger. This division that we're in, a lot of people say this is a trash division, but I look at this division as nothing to sneeze at for this year.
You're right about that, and especially I think a team like Washington. I don't think we could sleep on. And I'm not going to say about Haskins. He's a young guy. Terry McLaurin, my gosh, what a great player he is.
Terry, yeah.
But they need to find a way to get some offensive help for him. But I'll tell you what, that defensive front, the Eagles built their team with a good offensive line. The Giants are still trying to get that offensive line. The Cowboys, to a point, they've got the offensive line the way it is. What have the Redskins done? The Redskins have come out. Their defensive line is for freaking real.
Yeah.
Now they might not score a bunch of points, but this is a team that you can't, like you said, Law, you can't have a deal where you got guys saying, we're going to roll them for 2 weeks, because that front that they have right now, I'll tell you what, I'm pretty impressed by the group that they built there for sure.
You have something there, James, before we move on?
Yeah, I just want to say, because we're kind of already leading to it, let's hit that draft, because I feel like that draft had a little bit to do with a lot of how it's going to formulate with this, with this NFC East. It's going to change a lot of things. What do you kind of feel about the draft that the Cowboys had? Just your overall grade, and what are some of the top guys that you feel like can be players first year right now starting?
Yeah. I think when you look at this, when we were doing up to the build up to the draft, Jeff and I were talking about, we had our favorite players. We were focusing on the defensive side of the ball. There's no way in hell that we thought that CeeDee Lamb was going to get to them at 7.
No,
no way. And but sometimes the draft gods, they'll shine on you. They will. They'll, some say you get a pick or 2 that goes one way or another, and then the next thing CeeDee Lamb's sitting on your team. The draft night, Jeff and I and Sean Sharif, we were doing the draft, and hey, here's the best player on the board. It's CeeDee Lamb. They're not going to take CeeDee Lamb. They're going to take Jason. We were preparing ourselves.
Yeah, PTSD, big.
Yeah, and if you watch the video of us, it's like Jeff and I. It's like we go nuts.
Your reaction,
yeah, the reaction was crazy. It was like they actually picked.
They did it.
They did it. Yeah, they picked the best player on the board, and to me that says a lot, that they feel like, and if the way that football is nowadays, yes, throw the ball, attack people. CeeDee Lamb, yes, attack people with CeeDee Lamb, attack people with Michael Gallup, attack people with Amari Cooper. By all means, attack them, with Blake Jarwin. So yeah, I think that was a good thing. You turn around, you get Diggs in the 2nd round there. I think that was, Diggs was a guy that if we were wiped out, we were trying to tell people that, okay, if they get wiped out at 17, who's the best defensive player on the board? Is it going to be Diggs, the corner from Alabama? Is it going to be him?
Right.
And you're like, to get him at 51, okay, now the draft gods are really smiling.
Right.
Gallimore is an interesting one in the 3rd round, because I'm not really sure, because he's a guy I could be really, really right about or really, really wrong. Now, I saw a guy that busts his ass. He hustles all over the place, making tackle. I watched him play Texas Tech. He tackles a guy like 20 yards down the field. He's got that first explosive step, the quickness and all that. and you're sitting there and you're going, wait, he looks like a player, but can he be that guy that comes in and be a rotational player? We've seen what's happened with these defensive linemen. They have thrown a ton of resources at this defensive line, and it's not come to fruition. We'll see with the Nye. We'll see with Gallimore. We'll see what happens with those guys. I really do. I like the pick of the center. I think Broaddus. I think that
Broaddus, I believe.
Broaddus, yeah. I was Jack his name.
Yeah, we call him badass.
Broaddus,
just call him badass around
Same,
here.
yeah.
Broaddus, I think that to me that I understand. But if you think you're getting Travis Frederick, you're getting an athletic guy. But we'll see. Travis Frederick was so good at dealing with everything in front of Dak, and he was able to communicate that with everybody, So we'll see. Yeah. I mean, they've got some things they have to look at. Robinson, the corner. I mean, they did a great job throughout the draft of really addressing some things that I felt like every time they made a pick, I was like going, all right, I get it. I get it. There was never really any other time where I went, now the quarterback at the end, I ain't gonna lie to you, I didn't know the kid. I mean, that's why we have Dane Brugler on.
Dane Brugler, he always gets that.
Dane knows the guy. I went back and watched the kid play. He was transferred from Pitt. I'm like, all right, I get you. All right, I see what you're doing here. So yeah, but overall though, I think that they got guys. Now the new staff will now some of these players that were previous picks, some young guys that were previous picks by the old staff, those guys have better watch out.
I got one for you, B.
I got one for you as well.
Tristan Hill.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, Tristan Hill. He no longer has a sponsor in the building. You know what I'm saying? So when you don't have sponsors, people don't always want to fight for you. But Tristan Hill is a 21, 22-year-old kid. Rod Marinelli wanted him and then gave up on coaching him. Once he kind of saw that, well, he doesn't care. He doesn't want to, but there's so much immaturity there. Now we'll see. The worst thing I think could happen for Tristan Hill was the pandemic. Because now he's not here. He needed to be in the weight room. He needed to be around people, learning, practicing, working on his craft, trying to get better. But like I said, these guys that were drafted here, we'll see how many. I would not be surprised to see Diggs start at corner. Wow. I would not.
Well, let me ask you this.
I just said it before you came in.
Yeah, before you give me the scouting report on the Diggs, I want to know, because my dark horse is Reggie Robinson. What is your scouting report on him? Because I love special team and I love the way he fights to the ball down there in Tulsa. So what's your scouting report on him?
Yeah, the thing with Reggie is that you've got a guy that's got great length. And that's something, with the previous thing, Chris Richard and those guys wanted the long-rangey guy. Okay. With Robinson, you do get a guy that can get up in your face, long arm, kid. When you play press, stab with the right, bail to the inside, stay with his guy, track the ball. Those are all things you watched him play at Tulsa. You could see a guy that could go after the ball. It's like when it was in the air, it's like, okay, my ball. I'm going to go get it. Yeah. So, Al Harris. Al played at Green Bay. I was not with Al, but I've seen Al play a bunch. And Al was that kind of get in your face, redirect.
What was we talking about, Law?
Right. All those things. Yeah. And let's see if he can coach these kids to be that way. Aggressive. But these guys have all got, like, say, Diggs, Robinson, Jordan Lewis. I mean, these guys, they've got a big task, because there were some times, Cheeto, I thought, was really, really good in the Rams game. But other games, he wasn't as good as he needed to be. Philly? Anthony Brown, not as good as he needed to be. So Al Harris has got to figure out, they've got to find 6 guys that can play, because they've got to find, in this day and age, you got to be able to match up, you got to be able to cover it, and you got to get your defense off the field, and you got to find the ball and hopefully create some turnovers here. This is something we've been talking about for 100 years.
Oh my gosh, how long?
Goodness.
And it just hasn't materialized, and I don't know. But Chris Richard taught a technique where They didn't look for the ball. They didn't locate the ball. It was
play them hands.
eyes up, hands up, man. That's what it was. And if you play that way, you're not going to be in position to make a lot of interceptions.
You know, it's funny. The 2 years that we had decent turnovers was when they fired Rob Ryan, and it was Pascal. I can't say his name. Pascaloni. Yeah. So right after they made him the defensive coordinator, I think we shifted more towards a lot of zone. So we started getting picks. And then the first or second year of Rob Marinelli, where we just somehow we were like third or fourth in the league in turnovers in 2014. That was it.
Nutty.
It was crazy because he was at Chicago, and he had guys like Peanut Tillman and
Mike Brown.
Peanut Tillman. Yeah. Urlacher, Tillman, those guys.
Jennings,
Yeah, they had a ton of players that ripped the ball. Like Peanut Tillman would like come up and tackle.
Peanut punch.
Punch. He just punched the ball. Next thing you know, it's on the ground, and somebody's falling on it. And you're like, but that's the way they. Let me tell you this, guys. I was watching every practice. It wasn't for the lack of. They were practicing turnovers. They were practicing creating turnovers. They just couldn't get any. They just could not get any. And it's something that you look at the turnovers that they had last year, the lack of creating turnovers. In my opinion, the missed field goals, 10 of them, those are like turnovers. So, instead of being minus whatever, you should have been minus 15 with all the crazy things that happened during the year with not getting turnovers, and then also missing all those damn field goals.
Yeah, the crazy as that Eagles game was at the end of the year. Xavier Woods had the ball to hit him right in the middens, and he wanted to play volleyball with it. And Robert Quinn had a strip sack fumble on Carson, but no one jumped on the ball.
Right.
Those two plays could change the complexity of the game.
Hey, B, when you talk about the turnovers, I think that's why they went out and got guys like Diggs and Robinson, because they are aggressive players. They go after and get the ball, like you said. So, that makes me happy in the sense of there's like a philosophical shift, but I'm still skeptical because I have to see it yet.
Oh yeah, no, it's like if we all got to go to Oxnard, I would be sitting there like, oh, well, they're working on this and they're working on that, the turnovers and all that. Oh, and like last year, I was calling the games with Brad Sham. The preseason, they were getting turnovers. It's amazing. They were. I think they were first in preseason in turn. I think they had 11 or 12 turnovers.
Donovan Wilson
thinking going, whoa, wait a minute, here we go. Something's gonna something, and then it was like
just disappeared.
What? So yeah, totally disappeared.
I don't know if it's I have this theory, man, that our head coach is a conservative head coach by nature, and that when you're the head man of any organization, a CEO, the DNA of what you are can trickle down to your team, and it just felt like the defense was just as conservative far too often, and some of that conservative play is, and I think Xavier Woods said it. He said we wanted the offense to dink and dunk us and hope that they made a mistake. That right there, you hope that they make a mistake. No, go make them make a mistake. So hopefully we see a change in that.
Yeah, I think to me that it's real convenient. And I Garrett's out of the building now.
Yeah.
And all those guys are gone. This is not piling on Garrett. I'm not. I mean, I keep telling people like they like I said, there was like 3 years there where I was trying to get rid of it. And people like, we got to get rid of it. I'm like, you're 2 years late to the party. But there's things, there's philosophies, there's things that they did. I'm telling you, they tried to do the turnovers that they tried. But they just couldn't do it. And is it the coaches, the philosophy, the players? Is it getting a different style of players? We'll see. This group might go through and all of a sudden be -1 in turnovers or 0 in turnovers.
Differential.
And we're having the same damn discussion during the year. So I would like to believe that things would be different, but I will definitely take the wait and see part of it here for sure.
Yeah, they went out and tried to make a change with some of the players. How do you feel about some of those free agents, man? I actually like some of those additions.
Yeah, I think to me, when you look at Dontari Poe, when you look at Gerald McCoy to me was probably a step slow. And, you see him, he was like a half step slow to being Gerald McCoy. I've seen so many times watching Tampa tape where it's like first step, swim, he's in the backfield, it's -3. boom, he swim down the line, gain a 1. But there's times in Carolina where he was like, you could tell he was a half step slow. And it might have been because of his weight, and he's went out now and he's like, hey, I gotta lose some weight.
He's on that soda weight loss now.
In the soda plan, that's right. Well, he's doing anything he can. But I will say this though, I'm hopeful of him.
Mm-hmm.
Don Terry Poe is still hard to move. I mean, they struggled forever. With Rod Marinelli, it was like you got to the point like, when are you going to get a 330-pound guy?
And he won it.
We're not. Even though that he's played with those types of guys before, but he just hasn't. He just wouldn't want to. He didn't do it. So I'm okay with the Don Terry Poes and the McCoys. I think you have to figure, because defensive tackle and maybe even playing Crawford some inside will help. I talked about Gallimore, what he potentially could do. So, yeah, they've got to figure out some things inside there. But I do like the guys on the defensive line that they went after, especially if McCoy could get back to not being that half step slow.
Yeah. Yeah, you have something there, James.
I just want to ask about the offensive line. One of my guys, Ryan Humphrey, he been blowing my head up about this offensive line. So, we talked about the defensive line right now. What are your thoughts? Because here's my thoughts. I want to see McGovern take a hold this guard spot. The guys, Law, Skywalker, we talked about Connor Williams being in this left tackle, because I feel like you got to address this tackle position eventually with Tyron Smith, maybe next year, because he's missing these games. And I got another guy who I've been loving. I need you to back me up on this, so tell me if I'm wrong. Mr. Brandon Knight, I like him. I need you to just let me know, what's this offensive line look like for you, and what do these spots look like?
Yeah, I think that when I watched like a guy, I'll start out with Lyle Collins at right tackle. I think he has gotten better every single year. And you could talk about Lyle Collins now. It used to be he was kind of a forgotten guy. It was Tyron Smith, Travis Frederick, Zach Martin, whatever order you want to put him in now. To me, it's more like Zach Martin, Lyle Collins, Tyron Smith. And so I'm looking forward to seeing how he's going to do on the right side. I'm looking forward to more of a healthier Zach Martin. I'm fascinated what's going to go on at center. I think they're going to use Joe Looney as a trade piece myself.
My dog, Jumbo Joe.
I think that they're going with the younger guys there. They're going to try and sort that out there. Joe played 16 games for you. Well, actually played 18 games for you. When Travis was gone, when you include the 2 playoff games. But I think that they want to do better there. I think they want to, and Joe's a nice backup. He played far better than I thought he would.
Yeah, but he got whooped in that game, though, in L.A.
I'm interested in those young guys. I'm interested to see what they could do with the young guys. And if it turns out that Connor Williams doesn't win the job at guard,
say it.
Swing tackle.
Say it, B.
Swing tackle him. I mean, I'm a fan. I think with Knight, I think Knight had a sponsorship from Mark Colombo. I think that that was when we were breaking that down, when we were doing the 53, and someone told me, it's like, hey, this Knight kid's gonna make the 53. I said, what? What? And they're like, he's gonna make it. And I'm like, how? Well, he had a sponsor. He had a sponsor with Mark Colombo. So I don't think he'll be in the mix. But I could say I feel like though that they're going to try and sort this thing out with Joe Philbin, with the head coach. We're going to see who they keep, but I definitely, that center spot and the left guard spot, I've got 3 guys kind of fighting out for that right now, and who the best man wins. And I think if they get down to it, if they have to, they'll try and move Joe Looney for some type of piece that maybe somebody needs a backup swing guy themselves if they feel like that he doesn't start. That's me. I wouldn't start Joe Looney, but I feel like that maybe they might feel the same way I do.
I think the best case scenario, and tell me if I'm wrong here, would be for the young guys to beat out Connor Williams, so McGovern beating out Connor Williams, and then Broaddus beating out Joe Looney. That's the best case scenario, isn't it?
Absolutely. And with Connor Williams, I mean, the thing with Connor Williams is when you grade him on 69 plays or 70 plays, he's good. He's good 65 of those plays. But it's the 5 plays where he has the minuses that it might be 2 sacks. It might be somebody beats him for a tackle for loss. I mean, he's a guy that we always talked about needs to get stronger. He's even talked about playing center. He's even asked him. I was in Austin. David Hellman and I were in Austin when the New Orleans Saints worked him out as a tackle, a guard, and they worked him out at center. So he's even thinking, okay, if I can't win guard, let me try and play center.
Is his base?
Didn't they have him at center in practice though?
It was right tackle.
There were some snaps where he took some center snaps. They've worked Zach Martin at center too, some in practices I've watched. So, but I have a feeling that that Connor Williams is going, if he doesn't win one of these spots, he's going to try and either be the backup swing tackle or be the backup center. We'll see how that plays.
Yeah. So Hyatt, are you high on Hyatt or Hyatt is?
I think Hyatt, again, pandemic kills Hyatt because Hyatt was a kid at Clemson, really good. He was an All-American at Clemson.
True.
He never was strong enough. Now, watch him come back and be like
Hulk
328, something like that. But this kid had no power to him, no power. And, it was constantly getting rocked. So, again, maybe a guy that the pandemic hurt. I saw a guy, you think during the year that he would get bigger, on the practice squad working. That's good. He got all that. But I didn't see a guy that towards the end of the time I was with the Cowboys that he was getting any bigger, stronger. Let's see what happens when he gets back.
Hey, before we move on here, I have to ask you a question about back to the free agents, because I want to get your take on some of the other additions, like Darryl Worley and Clinton Dix, because I think that's another shift in the type of guy that they want on this team. Darryl Worley, 6'1", about 215. It's a huge corner, by the way. And then Clinton Dix is, in my opinion, I think he's a better free safety than some of the guys we've had here in a while. But where I want to get your opinion on, after you talk about those 2 guys, is what are we doing at strong? Are we even going to play a real box safety at strong, or
that's the time where that was Jeff Heath's position. That was where he was the down guy, and Xavier Woods was the single high guy. So I don't know with Mike Nolan how much that we're going to see safeties playing down. It might be with adding Clinton Dix. He is really a guy that he can play down. I don't know if he's totally comfortable playing down. Woods is a guy that he's another guy. I don't think he's totally comfortable playing down. So we might see these guys maybe a little bit more of some cover 2 stuff. Maybe it'll be, maybe we'll see them use, one of these safeties. Maybe one of these corners. Maybe they'll bulk up. Worley. I saw Worley play some safety when he was with Oakland. There were some certain situations where they had him down in the box where he was having to cover tight ends.
Yeah, he talked about that on the show.
Yeah. So, that to me is kind of a wait and see. The safety position is something that we constantly talk about. We talk about it more than they do.
Clearly.
We do.
Clearly they know about Jeff Heath.
Adams. We talk about adding, the guy
E.T. Earl Thomas, Eric Berry.
We talk about that. And they've been very content with the guys that they have. Now, Clinton Dix is a guy again he has familiarity with the head coach, and sometimes the head coach will say, "Hey, I trust this guy. I think this guy can help us." So he did have 5 interceptions one year, and that. So the ball at least gets to him, and the Cowboys have not had any. Jeff Heath has had a few interceptions back in the day, but not nearly enough for what they need to do.
No.
Hey, this is the thing that Worley kind of put out there when we had him on the show a few weeks ago. He was saying that he got experience over the younger guys. This COVID situation may be a blessing in disguise because he already know that he can come in with some experience, with some expectations, knowing how to play the 16 weeks, and he never missed a game. So he's going to bring that thunder. And I love the fact that iron sharpen iron and steel sharpen steel.
Yeah, no, that's true. And you know what? I tried to reach out. Gruden wouldn't call me back on him. I tried to reach out to John to see what kind of player he was. The little son of a, you know what? Didn't call me back. Maybe I'll catch him before camp or something like that. But yeah, I think that to me though that these veterans will have an advantage. You know, I mean, maybe what we're talking about at guard and center, maybe Joe Looney will be the starter because these rookies aren't. You know, maybe they're not ready. You know, I was disappointed that McGovern did, you know, with him getting hurt, he had no practice reps, no nothing. I mean, he could have benefited just by being inactive every week and practicing, you know, but that didn't materialize. And so maybe these veteran guys do have an advantage when they come in. They know how to prep, they know how to be ready. They know that's a lot of these guys are gonna have to hit the ground running, and they're gonna have to be ready. And these coaches aren't gonna have time for rookie guys that are gonna make mistakes. So we'll see.
Indeed.
Hey, I want to ask you one last thing on my end, B. You know, everybody's been talking about the Jordan Lewis thing. It's been a hot topic. You know, we just talked about Worley in the corners, and we had said, you know, hey, you got Anthony Brown, who you just re-signed for a 3-year deal. You said, you know, we don't know about Cheeto. They talked about safety, but I don't think that happens with this COVID happening. What's your thoughts on Jordan Lewis? Do you think he could be a trade bait? Do you think he's in the long-term plans? What's your thoughts on him?
I love Jordan Lewis. He's one of my favorite cornerbacks. And, you know, and it's not just the love I had for him when that New Orleans game with Alvin Kamara.
Oh, man.
I think the thing about Jordan Lewis is that he's different from Cheeto. He's different from Brown because he competes. You know, he might get beat, but he is going to fight. He is going to fight. I think he struggled the last couple of years because Chris Richard. Chris didn't like him. Chris was not a fan of his, you know, because he was a shorter corner. He had long arms. Will McClay told me, he says, hey, the saving grace is the guy does have long arms. He goes, we could deal with that. But I love Jordan Lewis because I think Jordan Lewis is a smart kid. I think he understands where he needs to fit. He's going to try and tackle you. He's going to try and be physical. It means something to him, you know, and he's not as up and down as Brown was and Cheeto was. You know, I don't think in the league you could be a cornerback and be so up and down, you know, and have success. So, you know, could we see them move Cheeto? Well, I don't know. I mean, he's the one guy that does, you know, we evaluate him as a safety at Colorado. Yeah. You know, he has that experience. So, you know, it might be the thing where they flip Byron Jones late. Maybe they flip this the other way.
The opposite way. Yeah.
The opposite way. Yeah. It's amazing that all those corners, they struggled. You know, those guys struggled with the exception of Byron Jones. And it's like Byron Jones was the first one to buy in to what Chris Richard was selling. And maybe that made a big difference for the type of season he had.
The craziest thing of it all, Brian, is that they paid Brown. They paid Brown. Yeah. And like you said, did you feel like Diggs will start? Well, might start if he comes out start.
I do feel like Diggs will start because what will happen is that they'll throw him out there. Diggs has been in some big damn games.
Yeah.
That's played at a high level in some big games. Trust me, Alabama they're playing big games. You know, he's covering big time players out there. So he ain't going to be afraid. He will battle, you know, and, you know, I think some of the problems with Cheeto and Brown, they lack confidence.
Yeah, they play scary. They don't play physical. They don't play physical.
You lack confidence, but if you lack confidence and play corner, you ain't playing corner long, you know. So I think that's where Diggs will come in and he's like, okay, I've covered guys at Clemson. I've covered guys at LSU. I've covered all these guys around the country. I've covered guys at, you know, Ohio State. I've covered guys. So I know who these guys are. And, you know, I think that's where Diggs has a little bit of an advantage. He might not have the experience of a pro, but by God, he has the experience of a guy that's played a lot of games like a pro.
Yeah, and he's the prototypical guy that they want. I know the sad thing about Jordan Lewis is he's stuck again with another coach who likes big, long corners. So so that's the only problem with Lewis. And it kind of feel for him because I think he's a talented guy, but he may just not be a fit in Dallas, which sounds crazy because he can play.
That you guys might be right. That might be where we get to getting down to the 55 or how many ever where they're going to let us keep now. Where the Jordan Lewis, all of a sudden someone says, okay, we're going to make a decision here. We keep Jordan or not. And they said, well, no, let's move on. Let's trade him. And, you can watch some tape of Jordan. You could see a battle. If I was a general manager of another team, I could think a lot worse corners to have as the fourth, fifth guy if I had to have a guy like Jordan Lewis.
Indeed.
No doubt, man. No doubt.
Oh my goodness, man. This has been awesome. You bringing the heat, Mr. B.
Man, you flame on. Yoga fire.
Bryan Broaddus off the top.
Yoga flame.
Appreciate you, man, so much.
We appreciate you stopping by, man, and coming in. You gave just 20 mouthfuls.
Hey, B. But one more thing on the players here before we move on from the secondary. Is there a sleeper guy that we're not talking about? Because we signed a couple of players, a lot of players that are in that 6'1" range, in Maurice Kennedy and Savion Smith, right? And then obviously Worley. But some of those guys down on the roster, Chris Westry, he's still there. Any of those guys you think can make some hay?
Well, I tell you what, Smith was a guy that we looked at Alabama, ended up in Jacksonville and stuff like. He's kind of bounced around a little bit. He's in that mold of when you watch him play. Those Alabama corners, they're taught every day by Nick Saban. The secondary coach at Alabama is Nick Saban, so they do understand how to play, how to be physical, how to run with guys, how to play the ball in the air. So he might be a sleeper guy. Westery to me is too long, too leggy.
6'4".
For him to have to turn and adjust, it's hard. It's hard for him. We had remember Pat Watkins.
Pat Watkins. We talked about that all the time. 25. Pat Watkins.
Pat Watkins was a guy. Yeah, Pat Watkins was a guy. When you watched him pedal. Now turn. It was all legs and elbows. And there was nothing real quick or fluid about it. And I think that's the problem with Westery. I think that he wants to compete. Kentucky did a pretty nice job, ran really, really well as a fast guy. Don't know if he plays as fast as he runs, but I just saw a really, really leggy guy when it came to turning and moving and things like that. So I would kind of say, okay, I'm going to keep an eye on you. But I have an idea of the type of player you really are.
Awesome stuff, man. Anything else you got here, Law and James, before we move on?
Man, we got all of this source of information right in front of us, and we don't want to steal all of your time, Broaddus. But I just got to ask you one question. I'm trying to combination it. We have my dog, Bosh Lombardi, call it Toxic Boys or Team Toxic. We got this guy named, what's his name? Aldon Smith, Randy Gregory. And also we have the possibility, do you keep a Tyrone Crawford? Do he still have a sponsor? Or do we get rid of him and go get Griffin? I'm trying to combination all together.
I'll tell you what, I feel like last year there's two things that happened. I've been a fan of Crawford for a long time. I really have. And I appreciate what he does during a game. And I think there's two things that happened with him last year. Of course, he's banged up. Yeah. Everybody knows he makes over $40 million or made $40 million. So, that's not his fault. The Cowboys decided they were going to pay him $40 million. We didn't decide that. Yeah. They decided that. So I think what happened with him, with him getting banged up, and Lawrence really missed him, because when you put him inside to run twist games, when that TE stunt, tackle in stunt, or the ET stunt, he's a guy that, because of his power, he will take blockers with him, and that will get Lawrence home. So I think they really missed him for that inside presence. Because I don't think the tackles, I don't think the human log I don't think Woods and Collins and those guys played nearly as good enough. I think they were.
They did.
For coming out of Oxnard, I thought Collins, boy,
everyone did. Yeah,
right.
And he wasn't as good. Woods got banged up, wasn't as good. Maybe reading his press clippings a little too much.
Oh, speak it.
Yeah, I think that Crawford coming back for his final year, I think that's I think he'll help. But I also think he'll help in the locker room because he's a guy that when I talk to people about him, he holds people accountable. He holds those people on defense accountable for how they play. And, I think that's going to be really, really important this year. Make sure that everybody there is being held accountable for what they do. So I see him being okay. I'm interested to see what's going to happen. And it's not probably what you asked, but I'm interested to see what happens with Van Der Esch, and the health with Van Der Esch, because everybody's telling me that it's his neck, it's going to be a problem, yeah, it is. And we really won't know, but talking to the trainers there, the doctors are telling me I'm like, well, is it going to be the first hit? Are you going to know on the first hit?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And they're like, whether it's the first hit or the 100th hit, we feel like he's going to be the same. So they're telling me that Van Der Esch will be back. They're telling
so we're
me
hearing.
that he'll be back in the mix with that. I'm excited for that. I think that they missed him, late in the year with some of his plays. They've got to get Jalen Smith figured out. Is Jalen Smith going to be a rusher? Is he going to be the fifth rusher? He can't play hero ball. He's got to play his assignments. That's what people will tell you, that he was trying to do too much. Him, Xavier Woods, those guys were trying to do way too much. So, we'll see. There's a lot of questions on this defense. A lot of questions at linebacker. I mean, there was Sean Lee. Finally, Sean Lee getting to play a whole year. I mean, if they figured it out that hey, if you don't play him as much, he doesn't get hurt.
Fine,
and that kind of stuff. So I think there's a lot more questions on that defense than there is on the offense. But again, I think you need to keep a guy like Crawford on that defense because he does have value for helping Lawrence with his pass rush and others, and then also the leadership as well.
Yeah, I think at this point, unless you're going to get rid of Crawford for a guy like Everson Griffin, there really is no point to get rid of Tyron Crawford. He's going to be off the books next year. It's kind of pointless unless you're going to get a guy like Everson Griffin.
We'll see. I mean, Griffin, we'll see. I mean, I'm interested. I'm interested why teams. I talked to a guy about the cap stuff. I'm asking why aren't any of these rookies signing? Only 22% of the rookies so far have been signed. Last year at this time, it was like 85% of the rookies had been signed, not just the Cowboys, but around the league.
Around the league, yeah.
And he's a couple guys, different cap guys around the league said it's because we can't visit with these guys. We can't see them. We can't talk to them. We can't get to them. He goes, we can deal with the agent stuff, but if they were here with us, we'd be able to get a lot more of this stuff done. And I think a lot of it has to do too with these free agents that are left. The corner from Tennessee, Everson Griffin, guys like that.
Clowney.
Yeah, people can't bring them in yet. And maybe that will change now. People might be holding back money too because they don't know what's going to happen with the pandemic. And okay, can you afford to give a guy a $2 or $3 million signing bonus when you might need that money for something else? So,
he turned down money for. I heard he turned down money. He said, "No, I don't want $15 million a year. Yeah. I don't want this much money."
One of the guys that got signed that came out of nowhere is Aldon Smith. Hadn't played for 4 years, and out of the blue, Dallas signed. So he's been signed before all those other guys. What's your take on Aldon Smith? I know it's been forever, but man, when you pop on that film, even when he was in Oakland and he wasn't in his right mind, there were plenty reps that you just saw that strength that he had in San Francisco. You saw that physicalness that he played with in San Francisco, and just think about he did that when he wasn't in his right mind.
Yeah, I watched him play when he was at Oakland. He played really as a stand-up defensive end is what he played as. And, the first couple of years at San Francisco, he had rare ability. He really did. You watch him rush, and, I mean, that was impressive. That really, really was. I mean, he was you'd never believe that, like you'd say, 5, 6 years from now, you're going to get a chance at Aldon Smith. No, you're not. No, you're not. But I think you're right. And to me, this was something that this was because of Jay Glazer's relationship with Stephen Jones that they made this work. And Jay got a hold of Stephen and told Stephen, it's like, listen, this guy Aldon Smith. Now 2 other things. If they don't have the head coach meet with Aldon Smith, and you don't have Jim Tom Sula in the room, Now, Tom Sula in the virtual meetings, when he's showing the players how to rush, he's using Aldon Smith teaching tape is what he's using. So, that kind of shows you what Jim Tom Sula thinks of Aldon Smith. And if Jim Tom Sula is not coaching here, I know Stephen Jones did this, that he's like, okay, cool. This guy, Jay Glazer told me about him. I'm going to go now talk to his former coach. And I guarantee you, Jim Tom Sula said, hey, we have a chance to get him? Really? You want to do this? And so now they started doing all the legwork. And, yeah, we'll see how it all plays out. I hope that him, I hope the sobriety, I hope there's not a relapse. We all know how hard that is. Right. But he seems to be on the right path. I even asked Will McClay this question. I'm saying, what's your expectations of Aldon Smith? He said, I would just want him to contribute. That's all I can expect right now. I just want him to contribute. So it wasn't like, he's going to get 11 and a half sacks like Robert Quinn did.
Right. 40 snaps, 50 snaps.
Yeah, to a person, it's like, I just want him to contribute. And I think that's how, if we take that approach going into this, anything that Aldon Smith's able to do will be the gravy on top of the chicken fried steak.
It's really exciting though, because we don't know. And if you get just like 80% of what he was, I think you get a really good rotation.
I was thinking 70.
Sure,
I think the radio
65.
70% of Aldon Smith. I go, you have a pretty damn good pass rusher.
Yeah.
Hey, before you leave, man, first of all, you need to drink some water, Brian. I love you, big dog. Drink some of that water, man. Love you. Hey, Dak Prescott, man. Talk to me about Dak. Everybody's going nuts about. You heard me over there, Lord. Don't be shaking your head on over there.
Well, let me give
what's up with Dak Prescott about in this contract?
Some props on this, some flowers on Dak. You have been straight up with Dak from 2016 to now. When he's played like crap, you called him out when he's played like crap. When you had question marks about him, you said you had question marks about him. When he's played well, you praised him. So when he's talking about Dak here, y'all, this is a straight up guy. This is not a guy who's been one way or the other on the extreme.
Nah, he's gonna give us some sugarcoat stuff. Give us some sugar.
Nah, you better tell the real. He said you was on here to tell the real. I want to know what's up with Dak Prescott.
I'll tell you what, and I have 2 guys. I have a guy. Well, Kavanaugh. I know Kavanaugh come on here and love him. The Kavanaugh
Kavanaugh was loving him.
Yeah, they're loving him. 40 burgers. You gonna put in burgers? Yeah.
I'll tell you what though, I would have given anything in 2001 to have Dak Prescott fall to us in the 4th round. I still might be a personnel, boys, if that happened. But that, to me, with Dak, I think you have to be very honest about him. I do see growth. I have seen growth. True. I know being on, with Gavin and Jeff, during the season, the last couple of years, and really we hammered Dak. When I was at DallasCowboys.com, I was like, you guys are talking about him. You want to put everything on him. You want to do, I go, let him run the ball, let him play, let him, I was trying to get as many people as I could to help Dak is what I was trying to do. Towards the end of last season, I started coming around to more about Dak can handle more of the load. He can do more of these things. You did see more accuracy. You did see downfield vision. You saw him protecting the foot. There were things about Dak that drove me nuts because I knew that he needed help. Okay. So me personally, I'm for Dak. I really am. But I'm also to the point where I'm also thinking that in this contract negotiations, and I get in a fight with people about this all the time. I think Dak wants to get back into free agency as fast as he can. Now whether it plays for the tag 2 years and then try and go for it there, or we see some. Now we're 5 weeks away from this contract having to be done, at least for this year, and Mike Fisher thinks like, the morning of the 15th, the Cowboys are going to cave. They're going to give in. They're going to give the 4th year. They're going to give up. They very well might, because if you look at the history of the Cowboys, they caved on Zeke, they caved on Lawrence. They have a history of caving.
Yes,
but this one they might not cave on. We'll see.
Ooh.
But I the top quarterbacks in the league, I think you have to talk about Dak Prescott. And people say, Broaddus, he was 8-8. I think the coach, I think the coach cost him. I think the special teams cost him. And I think the defense at times cost him too in some games. Now, there were some games where they didn't move the ball. But again, that's, you're going to have some games like that. But I think the arrow for Dak is going up. I will be interested to see how, and they're both, like I say, both these groups are dug in. I mean, he's dug in, and the Cowboys are dug in, and we got 5 weeks. And Mike Fisher might very well be right on July 15th, when we're all talking about it, he might very well sign that deal. But then again, he might just say, you know what, playing for the tag for $31 million this year gets me one more year closer to having when that TV money kicks in. And, they're going to renegotiate. And we don't know what's going to happen with this pandemic. We could have the cap could go down by $30 million,
Wow.
So he's kind of gambling too a little bit on his number as well. So
I think the pen.
I think that to me, the quarterback's going the right way. I'm probably at 50, probably at 60% of him probably playing on this tag.
Ooh, over half. I think the pandemic has hurt this big time, because no OTAs, no training camps, no face-to-face meets, no nothing. So you just have to kind of sit and do everything virtually or from afar, and there's really no soft deadlines, because when you got a new regime, you want your quarterback in here. You want him in here with these new coaches, and I think that would have put a little bit more pressure on it. But with this whole thing going on,
he's dug in though, man. He's dug in. I mean, Jerry. The biggest thing is when Jerry gets to talk to the player face to face.
Yeah,
right.
Jerry can usually convince you to sign.
Uh-huh.
And you're right though. There hasn't been any face to face here. Dak has been real quiet about it. France has been real quiet about it. The cap guys have been like, they've been sitting there waiting, patiently, but we'll see. 5 weeks,
Right.
5 weeks, we'll know our answer. And he's either going to, trust me, DallasCowboys.com, this time last year, we wrote a story about who would be the next guy to sign, right? Who would be the next guy to sign a contract extension? Every one of us wrote about Dak. Every one of us.
And then boom, Jalen Smith. Right. Boom, Lyle Collins. Like it was, we all thought it was going to be Dak, and it was Jalen Smith and Lyle Collins and Ezekiel Elliott. No Dak Prescott. It's strange.
Strange stuff, man.
Good
you
stuff.
said NFL is a strange lady, so I always use that too. So it is.
I need to get that T-shirt made, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. See, and you get so we'll say you ever see The Office where Michael Scott says, "You miss 100% of the shots you don't take." Wayne Gretzky, Michael Scott. So we need you to do that, Law. The NFL is a strange lady. Bryan Broaddus, Law Nation. Man, this has been a pleasure.
People love that one, and they love my ice cream theory. When people
what's that?
About quarterbacks or whatever, and I'm like, what flavor ice cream you like? And they get a little confused. Yeah, they get confused what kind of ice cream. And I'm like, 12 different flavors, man.
I like Joe and Flower Mount.
My chocolate chip,
Yeah,
I love Joe and Flower Mount. Was that a real person?
No.
Oh, see.
Joey Flower Mound is my fictional character.
Jane Doe.
You can get a T-shirt for that one too. Then
Flower Mound is a little suburb of Irving, like where Valley Ranch was, like Coppell. So and there was Coppell, Flower Mound. So I always thought, it'd be cool. Like Joe and Flower Mound is always the guy that is out there bitching about the team,
right?
So instead of calling somebody out,
I
just made it Joe and Flower Mound.
Yeah,
I always thought that was hilarious because I thought maybe I missed the episode.
You thought there was a Joe and Flower Mound.
I thought Joe called in and got on Brian, and Brian and him went at it, and then all of a sudden Joe and Flower Mound was existing.
We had a lot of guys back in the day when Mickey.
Ray, I remember Ray.
Those guys would call in. Ray in Fort Worth.
Ray.
Yeah.
Ray started crying.
How did Ray get in so much?
I'll tell you what, man. Ray he must have been calling the night before and just let me. The guy we enjoyed having we had to explain was Nebby. Nebby.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
And God bless him. I hope Nebby's okay. But Nebby always got in too.
Yes, he
did.
did.
It was crazy how we'd open the lines and Kit Garrison would buzz through and go, "Nebby's on," and we all look at each other like, "How's he doing?
How's this happening?" I've been trying to call for
nebulizer.
I'm talking about back when Nick Eatman, and it was just Nick Eatman, and it was Derek Eagleton for the most part, and I've been trying to call my lunch break and all this stuff, and I could never get in. But that man Ray and Nebby, every episode.
Epic.
We got the guy that called in from France was another one that would go on and on. And he'd break it down pretty good. And you're like,
yeah. Oh man, it's great. Great stuff.
Indeed,
Great
man,
stuff.
this was awesome tonight.
Man,
it's fantastic, man.
I could talk all day.
Yeah, we can talk all night, but we gotta let you. You know
all
what I'm saying,
day,
bro?
man.
We could keep you, B. We could keep you.
Brothers be like, man, they have you on here forever.
Yeah, he said, damn. He said,
ain't coming back no more.
Water.
Kavanaugh said you guys were worth all the fuss. So
I appreciate that.
Yeah. Shout out to Matt.
I'm happy to be with you guys.
Thank you.
Let's hopefully we could do this again another time. You know?
I would love to.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, with a season kickoff.
Maybe training camp, whatever. If they let us watch in these practices or whatever, we'll chop it up again. So
yeah.
Again, thank you guys for having me on. I really do appreciate it.
Thank you, good sir. We appreciate you. And if training camp does pop off, we would love to bring you back on here and get your take because you're right there. And Law, you might see Law down there. You might see us, but Law's
right down
he's
here
in Texas, so you might see him down there.
Yeah.
Cool.
Hey guys,
we'll get it together soon. We will.
Indeed, man. Indeed. Hey guys in the chat, don't go anywhere. We will be right back. Open up the phone lines and we'll get some talking things going on. All right. Once again, B, appreciate your time, man, and hopefully we'll get you back on in this thing in the near future.
Sounds good, boys. You be safe out there. All right.
You too, man.
Take care.
Yeah.
We'll be right back, guys.
Fantastic.
Let's go. Welcome back, guys. Welcome back. Yeah, we live. I didn't come back in with the intro. Yeah, I just came right back in this thing.
Did you switch your mic?
Yeah, I'm switched, but you moved over a bit, so I gotta move you on.
Yeah, you gotta move your head. Law, what you got all in the B and you moved.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I sure was.
Yeah, I'm like all in the B. Look at
that. There you go, brother. I'll fix you up.
Yeah.
Hey man, let's talk to the nation though, man. How did y'all like that interview with Bryan Broaddus? Man, we could have kept B on here for my goodness, 3 hours. He's used to doing that. He's used to doing that.
Yeah.
But I think that interview was amazing. He talked football. He shed some light on the Jason Garrett stuff. I mean, he said it before the show and a little bit on the show. They allowed him to say what he wanted to say on there, and there was times that he thought he was going to lose his job.
Yeah.
So I appreciate him coming on here shedding that light. But whoo, I'm gonna open up these lines real quick for you, man.
Hey, you remember what he said? But when we first came in, he said we was like, "What's up, legend? What's up, B?" Blah. He said, "Man, y'all full of shit."
Yeah.
He said, "Man, y'all full of shit."
He came in off the top ropes, man. We like, what?
Off the top. Hey, and don't get it twisted, man. I've been reading the comments, and I'm still going through these comments here. They have been amazing. Look, they're already on the lines. They're already on the lines for your mind. Just give me a second, guys.
Look, they come there trying to beating in like let us in. You have to tell them, Law.
Let them wait.
Let them wait. We talking to Bryan Broaddus.
One second, guys. One second, guys. One second. I'm sorry. I probably hung up on somebody. I know they probably
remember they only got like a 3-minute holler.
Yeah.
A lot of people want to call in, so y'all can't talk long.
Yeah.
What I want to do though is I want to give a shout out to people in the comments. You guys were dropping some great comments. Hold on, y'all. Y'all.
I want in.
You give me 1 second, guys. 1 second.
I want in.
But you guys, shout out to the donations in the chat today.
Yes.
The comments in the chat, they already got the fire emojis dropping. Some of the guys that you wanted to shout out for your donations. I know you guys have that rolled right there. I can't ever see mine's out.
Oh, okay. Well,
let me go first, Law.
Everything else remained the same.
You got all the goods.
And
let me get in there first.
Before you guys give you a shout out to our guy Sosa. He's like an executive producer, the Cowboys Network. He's helped bring in guys like Bryan Broaddus, Darren Woodson, Darryl Worley. He's been amazing in getting these type of interviews for us. And that's the dirty work part, and then we try to execute as well as we can. But there would be no interview like that, Bryan Broaddus, without the Cowboys Network. So make sure you guys follow him on Twitter at the Cowboys Net, Instagram Cowboys Network, and Facebook. Man, our guy Sosa.
Fire.
We love you, Sosa.
Yeah.
Go ahead, brother.
Appreciate you. Hey, I was just gonna give my shout outs to my new member. He left, came back. Bo Diggity 76. Shout out to the Lunatic. We know how you do. Charlie Bridges, you came down with the top turnbuckle on both ends on the Cash App too. The Ninja, we already know. I don't need to say nothing about you. You already know the love. Coach D, Willie Stover, DHC, Maddie Ice, and my boo thing. She didn't give no donation, but I just love her.
All right. That's what I'm talking about, man. That's what I'm talking about. That boo thing, baby.
Boo thing. I love you.
I can't wait to make t-shirts that boo thing. You know,
already got one.
She
boo thing don't play around, man.
Yeah. I'm gonna give a shout out to all of the sponsors for the day, man. Shout out to you, Jerry Reese, man. Thank you so much for tuning in. And Joseph's. I really appreciate you, Corin. Thank you for joining the membership squad. And Sports Guru, you've been a sponsor today. Jake the Great. 1804. Nene, really appreciate you. London, thank you. Maurice, and Maurice, and yes, want 1100. I think that's how you say your name. If I missed your name or if I omit your name, charge it to my head, not my heart. Let's continue to grind. Let's continue to shine, Cowboy Nation, one way or another. Let's go, Sky. Let's go.
Great stuff, Sky. Great stuff.
Shout out to you. Hold on, everybody. Shout out to Akeem. Shout out to him, Akeem, Smith, really appreciate you and everybody that's on the Facebook, Mendoza and Jessica Really appreciate you. And Toby,
hey, what up, Toby?
Jay Outlaws, Perez, man. All of y'all been holding it down like 4,000 pounds. Let's continue to grind. And shout out to my dog, NTZ Bound, Bosh Lombardo, who keeps the party. Appreciate everybody.
Was he in there? I ain't people.
Yeah, he jumped in, jumped out. He jumped in. He listening. So, and also Reid. What's up, fam?
Shout out to everybody.
I can't get to all about you gonna moss somebody. You ain't mossing shit.
Oh, was that what he's in there saying?
Yeah, don't say it no more. I'm gonna moss your big ass. Watch what I do to you. And one more thing. Oh, my bad. Go ahead, Scott.
Just give me a second.
Give
me a second so I can give the shout outs to these guys in the comments here. Nick Rich said you guys have a professional way of delivering the fans' message through your content. Thank you. Robert said, thank you. The Late Night Hype Show brightens up my time at work. And the land down under. And if I'm not mistaken, y'all, the land down under is Australia, correct?
Australia.
You know I got geographical issues sometimes. Too scared and all that stuff.
You can't do the states. Lord have mercy.
I only know because of this cartoon called Bubble Guppies. It's a cartoon called Bubble Guppies.
Yeah.
My daughter loves Bubble Guppies. Shout out to Bubble Guppies.
Bubble Guppies is good. I recommend that for your little toddler. Teach us some things.
Sponsors, Bubble Guppies.
Yeah, Nickelodeon. We shouted you out. We need our check. Yeah. We need our check, Nick. We do have a guy on the line, or gal. I don't want to be that person. So let's hit the lines very quick. I believe I have 864 in the line. What's up?
Hey, how you doing? This KG, man. First of all, man,
turn your radio down.
Turn your radio down.
Y'all doing a tremendous job, man. Y'all been trendsetters.
Thank you.
Y'all just changing the game in YouTube, first of all. And Skywalker Steel, man. I have to see with you a great addition, man. You just made this combination even better, Law, man.
Appreciate you.
You always been hard. But me and Big James, man, this has been a vision, man, that I know you've been reaching for years and years, man. And just to see it come to pass, man, with Bryan Broaddus, with Holly, I think Holly, that's his name, and Rod Wilson, and more to come, man. I just want to commend y'all on the great success y'all doing, and y'all changing the game, man. And let's go Cowboys. I'm out.
Indeed,
appreciate you,
brother.
big dog, and I love you. Know how you do. That's for real. The OG, for real.
Yes,
OG.
yes, indeed. All day.
Good stuff, man. Good stuff.
Hey, one last shout out for you. Answer that phone line, Sky.
you hear it, don't you?
It's the Jay Rich, because I told him we had a show, and Jay Farm D, your God, Law. He said, I said, man, Mike McCarthy get hired. It's gonna be hot fish grease. He got to hit the ground running. He said, nah, that ain't it. Nah, ain't it. You heard it from Bryan Broaddus, dog. I said hot fish grease, and you heard Bryan Broaddus. Back it up, just to let you know, big dog. Love you.
you know, James gonna let you know.
He gonna let you know.
He gonna let you know,
because I don't forget.
We got let me see here. We got, man, the phone lines are blowing up. They said Broaddus. Oh, I gotta get up in there. I think we got 214 on the line. Let me see here.
That's Texas.
214 on the line. The Cowboys Nation calling line brought to you by the Cowboys Network. 717-745-8898. 214, what's up?
What up, folks? This your country cousin in the house once again.
What up, country cuz?
Chilling, man. Thursday Hound in the building once again. You know what
I'm saying? Folk.
First of all, I want to give a shout out to Bryan Broaddus. That boy so Dallas. That boy had that shag out today. You heard me? You know what I'm saying? Real talk. Law know this. You roll through Oak Cliff. There's three things you're going to see. Shag, gold mouth, Crown Vic.
Yo, Yellow Beezy.
Everything I love. That's the three things you're going to see you roll through Oak Cliff. So shout out to Bryan Broaddus to have his shag out today. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Indeed. What's on your mind, though, Thursday?
Yeah, man. Just what's on my mind is I want to tell y'all, boy, once again, great show.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? I say it all the time, and I say it all the time because it's true. You know what I'm saying? I just want to give y'all boys a big shout out. You know what I'm saying? I ain't here to talk about much. I'm just here to tell y'all boys, man, y'all doing a great job. Trying to give y'all flowers while y'all still here.
Thank you.
And you know what I'm saying? Y'all keep this thing going, man, for real, bro. Because y'all my entertainment on most nights when Miss Hal is at work. Y'all my entertainment, you know what I'm saying? So I appreciate it.
Hell yeah.
Thank you, man.
We appreciate you and we love you.
Man, yes, indeed.
But yeah, man, that's all I wanted to say, man. Y'all keep up the good work, man. Y'all keep it 100 all day, every day, and I appreciate y'all.
Thank you, brother.
All day, man. Appreciate you, man.
We do this for the fans. Man. We try to tell y'all all the time. We do this for y'all.
I always love those type of comments because, you know, sometimes when you're in the moment, you don't really think about that. You just think about executing, right? And it's not till afterwards where we either you go back and we critique ourselves, or we get those comments that, you know, the compliments that you post, you know, a lot, James, where it's like, dang, it's crazy to see that kind of fanfare and appreciation, man, because we love what we do. We just want to share it with you guys, and we want to try to give you guys the best we can, and to know that y'all appreciate that, man. It means a ton, man.
Yes, indeed. Hey, man, before you say anything else, Sky, man, I just got to give you this right quick while we're live. That phone that you got, I just so happened to look over there, and I saw that with the Cowboys Network. Boy, you onto something. That boy going all the way, Jay. That boy going all the way.
Let me tell you something. That's some teamwork right there, though. That's my boy Sosa, Cowboys Network. He we always, because see, as creators, man, is I love talking to other type of creators like that, because you can influence each other in a way. And he's a hell of a creator. He's very innovative, in my opinion. And he came up with that phone. He came up with
iPhone 11 around here.
Yeah, and that's why from now on, the Dallas Cowboys call-in line, Cowboys Nation call-in line will be powered by the Cowboys Network, brother.
And you know what's cool about his name? Network at the end. Networking this thing, man. That's what I'm talking about.
And speaking of which, we have 469, as you like to say, for your mind. What up, 469?
Yeah.
469 for your mind. What's up? This is James, one of the fourth.
Yeah. What's up?
1, 2,
My
3,
dog.
4, 5.
Yeah. Hey. Are y'all trying to tell me y'all pulling in big games like Bryan Broaddus, the guru, the man, the myth, the legend, draft God, on the late night hype?
On the late night hype.
Late night hype.
Everybody needs to be, everybody right now, turn your chat off, hit the like button, hit subscribe if you haven't, share it to all the platforms, Twitter, IG, Cash App, all these men, $58, because I think that's how old Bryan Broaddus is.
Man, I'm finna put the link down there.
Y'all don't realize, oh my goodness, y'all don't, because I'm from Dallas. So Bryan Broaddus, come on now, you know what I'm saying? Talking Cowboys, hanging with the boys, you know what I'm saying? Him and Brand Sham are the voice of the Cowboys, you see what I'm saying? No shade to nobody at the fan, but we should give credit where credit is due. The only other person I think that may have more pull than him is Norm Hiskins. You know what I'm saying? And that's real sports Dallas right there, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know, so I just want to say thank y'all for y'all hard work and diligence. That was the best segment of sports I've seen since this year. This year, all of 2020, that right there was the best one. I know we had Woody on, you know what I'm saying? You know, we shouting out for Dez, shouting out, you know, for some other people. But that segment right there, that was the best segment, you know what I'm saying? So shout out to y'all for y'all diligence and y'all hard work. If you have not liked this, please like this, go and share this, because we're talking about pure commentator gold right here, y'all. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to get it nowhere else except one place, the late night hype. So thank y'all. I appreciate it. And last thing, I said this before, do y'all have the tour date set up? You know what I'm saying? Because my boy, shout out to Vonch. Vonch out here running heels. He out here is out here. He ain't playing.
Yeah, that's all right. Hey, check this out, big dog. My homie just hit me up today and was like, hey, I need you back coaching, man. I need you back coaching. So I was like, cool, because I need to get in shape for Vach's ass. So now I got my kids. I'm going to be coaching starting next Monday. So it's going to get me back in shape, because you ain't going to catch me like that. And I'm still going to get your ass, Vach.
Yes, indeed. I like Yoga Flame.
Yo got fire.
Yoga Flame.
Oh, wow.
Hey, man,
Yes,
I appreciate it. I love y'all. I ain't going to take up too much call the time, you know what I'm saying? Y'all keep bringing the heat, baby. All right?
Man,
appreciate you, man.
Sir. Appreciate you, man. A whole hell of a lot, man. Those words.
Man, it's been nothing
indeed.
but the love fest today.
Hey,
love is in the air.
I promise you, I am going to take that part of that segment, and it's going to be a drop. It's going to be a drop. When he said, like, comment, just share, subscribe, was this the
You
late
got
night
low,
hype?
Sky.
That's the drop. What's up?
You got low.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Check.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I see what happened there.
Say what you say again?
No, I'm saying I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna take that drop. 1 second. I think I know what happened there. 1 second.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take what he said at the end about liking, subscribing, and all that stuff, and I'm gonna turn it into a drop. To talk about sharing and what have you. We still got people calling in on the line, but we'll get back to the lines. But as we, open up the lines and whatnot, I still want to talk about some Cowboys related type things. And Bryan kind of touched a little bit on some of the things that we think we're going to see here in this training camp. Some position battles. We talked about Anthony Brown, and we talked about Jordan Lewis. I'm pretty sure that's a lot of people's high on their list of position battles. What would be some position battles you guys are kind of looking forward to seeing? And we don't have to go in depth because we don't know when camp's going to be, but we're getting there. We're getting there. Maybe a month or so away.
Do you think are you talking about some battles that we haven't talked about before that maybe some new things that we've seen? Or
yeah, it could be anything.
Okay. I think I think the biggest thing was interesting to me, you guys, was when he said, when we talked about Jordan Lewis and Anthony Brown and Cheeto, the biggest thing that stood out to me, and we have been talking about this, and for him to confirm it, is how Anthony Brown and Cheeto don't compete like Jordan Lewis. And we seen it time on the film. We would say, damn, Cheeto got that physicality. You made the videos, Lord. Cheeto got that physicality, and he's never physical. Or when you see Anthony Brown, he would sulk a little bit when he would get down. And you signed this man to a 3-year deal, but you got more of the competitor in Jordan Lewis. You feel what I'm saying, fellas? It's like they kind of did that, in my opinion, backwards. Why would you sign Anthony Brown to the 3-year deal? Who Bryan Broaddus, who just confirms that he don't compete as hard, or he loses his confidence, and we seen it on the field.
We talked about him losing his confidence.
He loses his confidence. So why are you rewarding him with the deal and you letting your dog right there?
And that's what concerns me about the whole situation, because we all believe Jordan Lewis is the better cornerback,
right? But you signed this man for years,
and I believe my boy, I think it was Cowboy Mike or Cowboy Marty, one of them, said, "Hey guys, let's put this to rest. We signed Anthony Brown because he was a free agent." That's the whole point. They did not have to sign Anthony Brown. They have the slot guy in town.
They let him walk.
They could have just let him go and gave that money to Jordan Lewis on a 3-year deal. They could have done
something Anthony Brown got over on some of the other players. Maybe it could be some tips. I don't know. Maybe it could be the speed. And I just don't see the separation in his game plan or his gameplay from the other corners. Now, I will say this. When you talk about battles, when you look at it, that offensive line battle with the center situation, that's very intriguing. When Broaddus talked about Connor playing center, that's very intriguing.
Yeah, that's intriguing.
So that's very intriguing. So I look at those battles. Now, as far as the defensive side of the ball, it's, to me personally, it could be the battle of the Whirlies to the Cheeto Woozier. Remember, I love the way he kind of used the word sponsor and the sponsors leaving.
It's better than my buddy system. That's what I call it.
Buddy. So I just think that this year is iron sharpen iron. I don't know the mentality of CD. CD might look at it and say, "Hey, I might not be the number 1 wide receiver, but I'm coming for Gallup's spot."
Shit, you ain't hear what he said?
What'd he say?
He said, "I'm trying to be a Hall of Famer, fam."
So he's coming for a coop. Just my spot. I want somebody to battle. I want somebody to fight this thing. I don't want none of this stuff to be given to any of these dogs. I want Cedric Wilson to come in this thing and say, "Hey, why not me?" I want this fight to be real, rugged. I don't want no PC political type of football. I'm ready to see some football action, and we all ready to see some real, true understanding of the game out there on the field. So it's going to be medieval this year, and I can't wait.
I think to go back to the Anthony Brown, Jordan Lewis, I think that is going to be the most scrappiest battle, because you got a guy like Jay Lou who is a competitor who is trying to prove to this new coaching staff that I am the guy, and I think he's going to go out there and bust his ass off. But let's not forget, AB also has stuff to prove. Even though he's got the deal, he got hurt last year, and then because of that, he lost his spot to Jordan Lewis. So, he's got some proving to do as well, and he's going to come out there and he's going to try to play his ass off to get it. So I'm excited to see those two just battle it out. And the loser is a winner for the Cowboys, because then you have a iron sharpening iron, and that's going to be your fourth or fifth corner. I'll take that all day and tomorrow. Now, the other one that I really, really want to see here, and I know Brian loves Tyron Crawford, but I want to see Aldon Smith and Tyron Crawford. I think, man, and I know Aldon ain't played in a long time, but Tyron Crawford's been hurt too. He's coming off of that hip injury, right? Ooh. So he's got some proving to do too, but I think they'll battle it out for that right defensive end spot. Now, we talked about it a lot. I think Crawford probably starts off as the right defensive end starter, but you never know, man. You never know. If Aldon Smith goes out there and wows, he could be such a surprise comeback player. So I'm excited to see those two kind of battle it out.
You know what? Big game, James and Sky.
What's that?
What up?
Gary Brown is not on his team anymore as the running backs coach.
Skip Pete.
It's Skip Pete. They don't have any love affair for Ezekiel Elliott, and I love Ezekiel.
Whoa, you Joe. Whoa.
Get your damn act together on that one. Get your damn act together.
We said we want to see battle. We said we want to see battle. We want to have the best 11 man out there.
Let me tell you
that's what they said. That was not from my mouth.
Let me tell you where Tony Pollard loses. Tony Pollard loses that battle when the guy in front of him is getting $15 million a year.
Yeah.
So
there ain't no talk.
See ya. That's over.
AB wins that battle because he got $3 million.
AB got $3 million.
$3 million is chump change, though. $15 million. $3 million, $15 million, dog. Come on, stop. Stop that, man. Stop that.
Somebody give me
Scott, put a mute on him right quick. Scott, put a mute on him right quick. Don't say that like that again, Law.
Hold on, bro. Let me do my math. $3 million.
Don't you ever say nothing about those Zeke, man. You love some Zeke, so you stop that.
I love the path of the righteous man, but since $3 million,
I don't care. Don't you say
it. My turn. You told me it was my turn.
Hey, Law. No.
All right, I'll eat the crow. Go ahead. Y'all let it go. Y'all go at me.
But I get the premise of what you're saying.
I don't.
Come on, y'all killing me.
I love you.
Saying,
I love you, Law. I know what you mean.
Yeah, right. Like money.
Now you gave me the kiss of death. You better take that back.
I'm just saying.
Get over here.
I get the outside the box thinking, and look at my voice. And I love Tony Pollard, but come on, dog.
Hey. Remember, look, what else did he say when we was talking? Just like we were just talking about the corners right before he came in, we was talking about Trevin Diggs, how you said it, Sky, that he could be a starter. And then I told you, I watched the tape again. I said, hey, man, I think Diggs can be the starter, dog. He's really, really good. And I think he will. He's ball hungry. And then you hear Broaddus on there saying, Diggs may be the starter. He competes, and he's not scared.
The only way he doesn't become the starter, in my opinion, is if we talked about it, Worley, if this COVID becomes a situation where the coaching staff is like, man, I would love to see the young guys get their shot, but we just didn't have enough time, so we're going to roll with Worley and we're going to roll with Cheetah Bear Wuzie. But I still believe my man Worley could be a starter regardless. So how many times we've talked about it?
It's going to be interesting, man. Yeah. This is going to be a good-ass battle.
Yeah. We got 956 on the lines. Thank you for holding 956. What's up?
You in the mix.
Skywalker, Big Game James, Law Nation, saludos. Buenas noches. It's the lunatic.
What's up, lunatic?
I feel like that guy that always keeps getting into the college show.
Ray from Fort Worth.
Like nothing. Ray from Fort Worth.
Yeah. The lunatic, a.k.a. Ray from Fort Worth. I don't mind. Go ahead.
Hey, man. It's all good, bro. We enjoy your calls, man.
Yeah.
What's up?
Hey, another great interview with Bryan Broaddus. Again, he tells it the way it is. That's what I loved about him when he was with the Cowboys. He wasn't towing the company line. If it sucked, it sucked. If it was good, it was good. He gave it to you the way he saw it, professionally. No sugarcoating on it. Great insight. Again, the J. Lou battle. You see the coaching staff loves tall cornerbacks.
Yeah.
J. Lou is going to have to perform. And he sees it also, but He sees the same thing we see. Yeah, Anthony Brown lost his spot because of injury. But yet we remember the Jordan Lewis moments more than we do the Anthony Brown solid play. That's going to be the balance thing about this coaching staff. Great insight that brought us on that. Tom Sula. To me, you win it in the trenches. Who is the person he is using as training film, according to Broaddus, to teach this new young gun? The guy that we have, Aldon Smith. That's the film that he's using. I love that. Where he can go and he can even say to Aldon Smith, look, we want you to get to that level step by step, but we are here to support you, and we want you to get to be that level again. Excellent point. And again, you win it in the trenches. That conversation he had, that Law said about the offensive line, because listen, what you mentioned, Law, about the running back coach Pete not loyal to Zeke. Listen, Pro Football Focus has Zeke ranked number 6. Since he came out in 2016, you don't go away from that. You implement Pollard, but he's still the workhorse for the next couple of years, maybe. Then after 2 years, when that contract comes down a little bit, maybe we'll reevaluate it. For the next 2 years, it's going to be Zeke primarily. So again, it's going to be that offensive line. If Zeke has a decent year, I don't want 1,800 or like Kavanaugh says. I love that 5-yard carry stat, and that's going to be from the offensive line. And that's why Broaddus coming on and bringing his insight, bringing his knowledge. I was wondering why you were showing Green Bay and Philadelphia players. Wait a minute, I forgot that was his background. That's where he made his bones.
I'm glad you noticed that. I'm glad you noticed that because when I put it up there, I was like, I hope we don't get the radical Cowboy fan that be like, get that Eagle stuff off. The reason why I put that there is because he helped draft Trey Thomas, who was basically a Hall of Fame tackle for the Eagles, if you ask me. He was there during the Super Bowl year with the Packers. He helped bring in some of those guys in the personnel department. And then obviously with the Cowboys, he was here under Parcells, and one of his biggest gets was helping to bring in Leroy Glover. So I'm glad you noticed that was there because that's that's how that's who he was in the league as a personnel man. Those are the teams he had his most success with. Granted, we were 5-11.
Exactly.
But
right.
he had some hits.
Hey, you got to start somewhere.
Right.
You got to start somewhere. And like you said, with this situation, with a pandemic and not being able to come in and seeing them firsthand, yes, I can see where the veterans are going to go. Cheeto, Worley, but Jays is going to be right on one of them. Badass may not start. They might feel more comfortable with Looney. But, trust me, Badass is going to be in there. He's going to be in there scraping, like we said, sharpening steel. But it's going to be competition making our team better. And I'll even throw in this promo. I can't wait till tomorrow night's interview also with Brianna.
I love you. Thank you for that one. I appreciate you. Say that again. Say that again. Yeah. Say you ready for the Wednesday?
Listen, you want to see Brains, Beauty, and Cowboys information? Tune in tomorrow. We got it on Sunday. And we're going to get it again tomorrow. We got it today with the long hair and all. But we're going to get some more tomorrow. I love it.
Hey, don't forget this. Hey, don't forget the Lunatic. Don't forget the Lunatic Thursday. We got PC.
Shit, I forgot.
Patrick Creighton.
Yeah.
Hey, that's right.
Slapping y'all.
My man. Hey, appreciate you, Lunatic.
PC.
Hey, great content. Love it. Share, like, subscribe. Let's grow this thing. We're getting great insight for a great season. Have a great one, Cowboys Nation.
Appreciate you, man.
All right, appreciate you. Love you, dog.
He's funny talking about that there. Let me get into the donations here because here's the thing: when you guys do a super chat, I believe it. I'm feel obligated that I need to get in here and read what you say because I appreciate that. So, Prime said J. Lou is a better cornerback. AB is a better slot cornerback. Ooh, I kind of like that. Young Wilson with the 199 said Law Nation, Law, great show, guys. Let me get any more.
What up, Young?
Young Wilson.
I've got. There was one I just missed. I'm sorry, guys. Stephen Poe, he said Jelks is going to take somebody's job. Hopefully, Dorrance.
That's what I wanted to ask him, Jelks. That's I like Jelks, but I don't think he's taking Dorrance Armstrong's job. But I like Dorrance.
Anthony Gonzalez, what's up, man? Appreciate your donation. He said, really like the late night hype with interviews. My kids monopolize YouTube at night, but I catch up. Great work. I used to back before there was YouTube Kids. I couldn't stand when my kids got on that damn YouTube because there was some weird stuff going on. But now they got
weird stuff. Yeah, they got now they got normal.
Yeah,
they used to have that slicing that screaming orange
Or how about the one where it's just a lady saying, "And here we have an egg."
Yeah,
and
man.
Open the egg, there's a
and they be getting views though.
Yeah,
50 million
Hell,
views.
50,000 views. I'm like, how?
I'm sitting here watching my kid watch another kid open toys. I'm like, son, go play with the damn shit. I done
feel
bought
me?
you.
Yeah.
I'm seeing these kids
hating
with an
off
orange.
Ryan.
Million
He's
views.
talking. They got knives cutting them open. He like, they getting views.
Yeah.
Annoying orange. Yeah,
Shout out
KFT.
to-
Annoying orange.
Shout out to
Annoying
Ryan.
orange. I'm gonna look that one up. You know, it's crazy.
Shout out to Ryan Toy Review, dog. They talk
Toys
about
Review.
a flip. You ain't seen that yet?
Nah.
Oh, this dude, Ryan's Toy Review. He's a kid that reviews toys and with other toys.
Yes, I seen.
Him and his people.
He
my
is
Lord.
eating.
He got a
Sky,
deal
he
from
eating.
from Nickelodeon. He got his own toys, his own TV show. I said, what the hell?
I feel you,
Opening
Sky. I seen that
toys?
one time. Yeah, he's pretty good though.
So
he talks
just
good on the
open
air.
toys. He just
Yeah,
open
that's crazy.
toys. That's all he does. Open
He,
toys.
he talks good on the air, I think.
Okay.
Hey, Sky, look, one of my people said in the feed. Remember when we were talking about the Star Wars and stuff? And I said, yeah, you would be Luke Skywalker. I would be Han Solo.
Yeah.
One of the people in my feed was like, yo, y'all the Star Wars team. Sky would be Skywalker. Big game, you're going to be Han Solo.
So you Hans?
I'm Hans.
I like the basketball analogies. When you go with Big Game James and I'm Magic.
You Magic. Right? Okay, G.
Yeah. What I'm talking about, I'm just trying to stick to the Showtime, and then you got Law. He's like Michael Cooper, the silent assassin.
Ooh,
Or he like if you're doing the big threes, Ray Allen just sweating you with them threes. He ain't saying too loud, but you know, damn, it's another three in your face.
Drain.
Hey, we got 661 on the line. What's up, 661?
Hey, what's going on? It's The Rock here and Big Tim. We love your show. You guys throw down every week. Karen Woodson. You guys got Brian coming on tonight. You know, we love everything you're doing. You guys give another respect all around the world. We heard your Australia earlier.
Yeah,
it's all good. We just want to make sure and see if we can get that Cowboy truck to come back here, even though training camp doesn't come back here to Oxnard and Bakersfield, California. You know what we do, man.
Hey, we can come out there. We can set up shop.
We ain't scared.
Yeah.
We ain't scared. We be out. We come out there. We ain't
scared of y'all. You know.
That's what I'm talking about. Set up the van, set up the truck. I mean, right there, right before we kick the Rams' ass on that first game of the season. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
That's
what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I hope it all happens.
Hey, that's why I got to get them donations. I
love you guys. You guys just keep doing your thing. Keep it real.
Thank you, brother.
Hey,
appreciate that.
Appreciate you, man. We can only keep it real.
That's all we can do, man. That's all
can't
we
be
can do.
fake right here.
Can't be fake.
Indeedy. Still getting some more coming in. My OG, man. This big. See, you the OG. James.
I know there's more OGs.
But
I
shout out to Honcho.
But another OG is B Bird.
Okay.
Man, I had a face to face with B Bird. With our members, and yeah, he like a triple OG, man. I really appreciate him.
He triple OG.
He said late night. He said the late night bullies. Y'all just stomping out the game. Congrats.
So you know he triple OG if he said that. Late night bullies.
So
okay,
late night
we
bullies.
know why you the OG.
Indeed, man. Indeed.
Somebody said just the big loser said, "Nah, Law is hard and Big Game James is Trevor Reza." You know,
I could be Trevor. I like that. I'll be Trevor Reza because Trevor Reza does everything.
Of course, you Harden, but that's a low hanging fruit. Well,
that's an easy one.
That's easy.
That's easy.
Shout out to James Harden.
You I said Harden. We got, is that Arizona on the line? Let me get back in these lines, man.
Oh yeah, don't say the first part of Arizona.
I'm not. I don't know if that's it. I don't know yet. Relax. Let's hop back into the Cowboys Nation calling line, brought to you by the Cowboys Network. Arizona, what's up?
Hey, what's going on, y'all? How y'all doing?
We're doing great, man. Loving the show. Loving you guys calling in. What's up?
Hey, man, I'm a first-time caller, but I've been listening for a while. I appreciate what you guys do.
Thank you, sir.
So, I guess my concern or question is kind of referring back to Tyrone Crawford. He hasn't been available the last 2 seasons. He has a huge cap hit, or at least for his production. I feel like that kind of outweighs everything else, considering that there's a lot of depth.
Is it though?
I wanted to see if you guys could kind of.
Yeah. Stay on the line here quick. Let's talk about this for a quick second.
Yeah.
So we finally got Aldon Smith back, right? So that's good.
Right.
But we can't really put all of our eggs in the baskets of Aldon Smith. Is that fair to say?
Mm-hmm.
Right now?
Right.
Is that, okay, that's fair to say. So behind Tyron Crawford, you got Aldon Smith. We'd have no idea what the hell is going on with Randy Gregory. So we can't really count Randy Gregory just yet, can we? We don't know.
Yeah.
So then behind Randy Gregory, Dorrance Armstrong, Jalen Jelks.
You can't leave out Joe Jackson.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting to. Joe Jackson. Both sides, but what I'm saying is it really depth there?
It's false depth, man, because we don't know. It's the unknown. And,
right. So when you say he has a big cap hit, sure he does, but here's my rebuttal on that, and it's kind of similar to what me and James went back and forth on a lot last year. At first, I'm like, not at first, I was saying, hey, there's no point in cutting Tyron Crawford because we're not using the money for anything. It's too late in the season. Keep him. Then he got hurt, so obviously it would have been better to cut him and use it somewhere, but they don't. And it comes back to the same thing to me. Unless they cut Tyron Crawford to use the money to sign someone, I ask you, what's the point? Because we don't really have that much depth behind him, and he is a locker room guy. And while I don't believe he's a prototypical right defensive end, I still believe he can serve a purpose with this defense. So that's just my piece on Tyron Crawford. Does that make sense to you, Colin?
No.
You know.
I hear you loud and clear. And that's a very valid point. I just felt like maybe because of his cap hit and because he hasn't been available the last couple of seasons, it's kind of like, well, maybe it's time to, cut ties. But that's a very valid point. At this point, there's just a bunch of bodies behind Crawford more than anything.
To be honest with you, I don't know about you, James, but I'd be a little bit worried if they got rid of Tyron Crawford with nobody else coming in. I'd be a little worried about that.
And like what Broaddus said, what Tyron Crawford brings to the table,
he can play
when
inside.
He was healthy, he can play inside. And I seen Tyron Crawford against although we lost that game, against the Carolina Panthers in 2015. They line him up at 0. So he can do those things. He's just versatile in a sense. But I think that we missed him so much because Malik Collins got close, but he never could cash in. And on top of that, his veteran leadership off the field,
Malik was always hurt. He said his rookie year, he was really good his rookie year. He got like 6 sacks, but after that, he was usually hurt. So.
Yeah, and he's not
but he's not a run defender.
He's
not a run defender. He's a guy that's pass rushing. But think about this: Crawford got his money inside, not outside.
Yep. Oh, I couldn't stand that shit. Yeah. When they kept playing him outside at right defensive end.
He's so much better. That's where he made his money, Sky. You feel me? He was killing it on the inside.
But our lack of execution on the outside forces
that coaching staff. You heard what he said about Marinelli.
That's Marinelli.
Let's bring that back. Let's talk about how he was like, I love Marinelli, but gosh, come on, man.
Come on, dog.
Come on. Yeah.
Come on, man.
So maybe it had to do with the coaching staff. Look at what Iloka said too about a while back where he got chewed out for trying to disguise the coverage.
Yeah.
So, that kind of goes hand in hand with the coaching staff.
Yeah, that's, and that's the thing. I don't want to harp on that too much, but I think what it is Iloka was saying this is the style they wanted us. He was emphasizing, and I don't know, this is what we want you to do. It's not like, oh, I'm sorry, guys. I got this thing all the way up. It wasn't that he was saying, cussing them out. That's not what he said to us, and a lot of people kind of interpreted it that way. He wasn't cussing George Iloka out to this thing is still playing.
I hear it too. I'm like,
the echo.
We talking like you calling this, Sky.
Yeah.
Turn your radio down, Sky.
turn your radio down.
Turn your radio down, Sky.
I know what happened. I fixed it. But yeah, man. So it could be a different philosophical shift, and I love that Broaddus kept it real with Rob Marinelli, man. He said, hey, he's a great guy, but Golden Cox, like, come on, man. Nobody care about no Nick Hayden and these crazy names and
Vincent
orphans. I need my biological children. I don't.
You said you made your money on Warren Sappin, and now you going on bums?
Orphans?
Yeah.
Orphans. You go orphans.
I think the game passed Marinelli by years ago.
Yeah. Yeah, he could be a hell of a what do you call it? Not correspondent. What am I looking for, guys? I think George Edwards is on the team.
Like a front office guy?
No.
This is a guy who's a consultant.
There you go. Consultant. I said correspondent. But hey, man, we got other callers coming in, man. I appreciate you calling in.
Appreciate you.
Great question.
Yeah.
Hey, I appreciate you guys, man. Thank you.
Thank you, bro.
Hey, we appreciate you.
Yes,
hey, you know what else was kind of crazy with Sky? What he was saying, how Broaddus was just talking, like how he just kept it real, like with Chris Richard. I mean, when he was talking about Jordan Lewis, how he said he didn't like Jordan Lewis at all. So we had 2 years wasted on Jordan Lewis not being able to play because he didn't like him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Like and the only person that pretty much saved him was Will McClay, who we need to go out there.
He said his long arm saved him.
His
long arm saved him. In that fight.
You know what else
we
saved
need to
him?
Get Will McClay on the show. That's what we really need.
Oh man.
Yeah, Will McClay.
Speak it into existence.
Thou shall decree a thing, and it shall be established.
What else?
Come on, Will McClay. Come on out here.
What else saved him, in my opinion, was opportunity. He took advantage of it when Anthony Brown got hurt. He didn't suck. You know what I'm saying? Was he amazing? No, but he made the plays. And I told you, Jordan Lewis is a very talented cornerback, but he wasn't a great cornerback last year. But he made the plays that stuck out. You know
and we talk about Sky and Law, Jalen Smith, how we've all talked about him last year being Hollywood. And now Bryan came out and confirmed how he was trying to do his own. He was too much of him doing it like his own thing. And he was playing hero ball. Him and Woods, he mentioned that twice. How Jalen Smith and Woods was playing hero ball, and a lot of the reason why they were messed up in that defense because they was trying to do too much, and they need to figure out what did we just talk about, Sky, about switching Jalen Smith over and letting LVE make the calls.
Oh yeah, we're talking about
Jalen, and then let Jalen just be that rush guy. I felt like he kind of confirmed that, saying let Jalen kind of just be that rush guy and just kind of put him over here, and hopefully Vander Esch is good.
Yeah, we talked about that off air.
Just to echo. Well, go ahead. I'm bad.
Well, I think LVE should get the green dot. And that's no disrespect to Jalen. I just think Jalen, don't let him think too much. Give him an assignment and let him do his assignment.
Let him play.
And let LVE have the green dot, call the plays, get people in the right position.
Yes, indeed. And disciplined football is everything, especially when he was talking about the hero ball. If you think about it, the safety, the last line of defense. And then you have the actual linebacker play. They got to make sure that they clear off that cutback lane, and that's all we've seen. So it'd be very interesting to see how many plays they gave up pursuing, flying to the ball on the wrong angle, and letting the running back get to that second and third level.
Couple things in the chat here. Hey, Steve Overman. Hey, Steve, if you do that, brother, we be in Oxnard immediately, or Frisco, or wherever the hell they have.
Right.
What's the name? So, yeah, you want to sponsor like that, so we're all for it. And then Vach, I know you see your boy Vach in there, James. He talking big shit.
I'm responding to him now.
I love it.
I'll bring it back up.
The battle.
Vach said, "Hey man, let me say it like a Vach. Hey man, he said y'all remember the game where Mari Cooper smoked the Eagles for 3 touchdowns? That's what I'm gonna do to James."
Man, stop hyping him. You know what I'm saying? Bosh ain't doing
just
shit.
Reading a comment.
Bosh ain't doing shit.
Fight.
I'm gonna tell you again. You ain't doing it again. You ain't doing nothing. I'm gonna shut you down like Revis Island, dog. And it's gonna be even bad when this old man doing you, bro. Wow. And it's gonna be on tape. So make sure you remember that, big dog.
James said,
"I ain't scared of you, mother."
That's the you're going. I ain't watch. Bro. Don't be pushing off either with your big ass.
561, man, save us. What up, 561?
Hey, what's happening, Jimmy? What's happening, man? Big game, Jazz, Skywalker, Law Nation. How y'all boys doing, man? Great.
We're doing great, man. Just enjoying this show. I'm still on a high having Bryan Broaddus on here, man. That was big stuff. Like we playing calm, we cool and everything, but it feel good to have B on here talking with him like that, man.
Man, y'all calm. I'm like, damn, I ain't never gonna get on this show no more. This got Bryan Broaddus. No, bro. It was big time, man.
We for the people, dog. We for the people.
I mean, that's like big props, man. Because as all the Cowboys fans, talking Cowboys. I hope Bryan Broaddus listens. You're the only reason I listen to talking Cowboys, Bryan. And great show, man. I'm just shocked you got that Bryan Broaddus. Hopefully I don't forget about the little fish and start competing against ESPN. And I'm still waiting for you guys to get Nate Mean on there, and then that'll make my day. But
I would love to get Nate.
Appreciate this, man.
I would love
you guys are good, man. Keep doing your thing, man. I ain't got nothing to say, but every time I call, I just got to give you guys props, man. It's not easy to start on a YouTube channel. I don't do it, but I know it's not easy, man. You guys just keep doing your thing, man. Big props, man.
Thank you, sir, man. I appreciate that. That's love right there, brother. That's love.
Yay. I see you, Floyd.
That's love. Appreciate you, man. Thank you so much for those words.
I just love to say Floyd name.
Enjoy your night, man. Be safe out there.
I appreciate you, big dog. Thank you for the love.
Thank you for calling in, though, fam.
Man, that stuff right there just get me. He said we compete with the big. He said we compete with the big boys. That's dope.
He ain't lying.
And let me tell you something. I will not. Ain't no forgetting nothing. First of all, we ain't there yet. You know, we still climbing. You know, this thing is built from the ground up. That's what makes it special. Is y'all here from the ground, and I refuse to not incorporate the viewers. That's what, in my opinion, separates us from the pack. Is that the most of the Cowboys YouTube community, we are present with our viewers, with our subscribers, you know, with our sponsors, with our donors. We are present with y'all, and I'm gonna always be that way. Period. Because
you know what?
Because like Mark Holmes said,
thing about
without you guys, this literally does not work.
It's
Shout
not
out to you,
working.
Mark Holmes.
But you know what I like about that, Scott and James?
What's that?
Is that in the future, you know, like 5 years from now, 6 years from now, somebody can go back to these moments and look at their comment, and they say, man, you know what? As a historical reference, I was on this show when they had this amount of people following. So when we be on there, when we go on live TV, it's millions of people watching, and we still have the same format with your name pulling up, man. They can say, man, they was never bandwagoners. You know, they always were with us from the ground up. You know what I mean?
Indeed, man. Indeed.
Yeah, I can't wait to get on my training tomorrow. I'm ready to train tomorrow, boy. I can't wait to get
James
your ass watched. I can't wait to get your ass,
James can't even do the damn show right now because he's sitting there battling with. And you know what's funny? I can see it right now. I bet you Voch is just over there laughing his ass off, just trolling you, fam.
You can troll you up, boy. It's real. I'm ready.
But James,
hey, Honolulu,
James and,
I got you. Stay right there.
They're warriors. They love to fight, man. They love to fight. They love to work.
I know, but I know Voch is trolling him, and he is just eating it up right now.
Yeah, he love to troll me. He know how to get my buttons.
Exactly. Look, you gotta get him. Look, this conversation's going on, right? And this is James. Right?
You silly Sky. Why you do me like that?
And this is how you know. This is how you know he ain't pay attention. Yeah. So James was like, yeah, that's crazy.
Got him.
You is wrong. Oh,
because I know your blood's boiling over there. Voch
he got me. Dude, he got me. That was a good one. That was
because I can just hear James.
That was a perfect one. That was perfect.
Yeah. I can just hear you cussing right now.
I know.
You know?
He really would.
Yeah.
Yep.
I know you related to Samuel Jackson over there. You know.
Some of them. Hey, Honolulu. See? I can't even see.
Got him.
Get him.
Honolulu.
Honolulu. What's up, guys?
Hawaii. What up?
Is this Young Wilson?
Up,
is this Wilson?
This is Young Wilson.
Hey.
What up?
Hey, Young.
What's up?
Hold on. Before you go in there,
I
humbly apologize.
Man,
butchering
Honolulu.
Destroyed Honolulu.
But you still my oos, right, bro? Still my oos.
Oh, man. You're always my Usu, bro.
My man. What's up?
Oh, wow.
What's up, you guys? Thank you for all you guys do, bro. You guys keep it going. You guys got the best entertainment every night. Better than the TV. You guys need to get some sponsors so you guys can get out there.
Hell yeah.
They're awesome.
Coming.
Wish I was in Dallas. I can help you guys a little more, but wish I could do more for you guys. Put it down.
Hey, we appreciate what you do already.
Yeah, we already appreciate what you do, brother.
We appreciate
really
you.
do.
You know what? You know what, Young? I believe in the power of the people. I think that by all of these people watching, they know somebody or they work for a company that needs somebody that have their name or logo on this visual. And all they got to do is just tell them like, hey, this show come on at late night hype. They bring on guests. They bring on company. They have a good time. Hey, would you want to have your logo on their screen? You know, it can happen. Somebody knows somebody.
If you're listening right now, sponsor, you heard what he just said.
Power of the people.
Yeah, man. If I can, I'll push it out there. I've kind of got you guys out there in Hawaii, trying to get more people to watch you guys.
Absolutely do.
Yeah, man. Hey, help me out here. I've been trying to get to become members on your channel. I seem to not be able to get that payment on there.
That's a YouTube thing. If you having issues with the payment,
I just posted on mine for you to look at it.
Our links. Are you having an issue finding the link? Which one?
No, I know where all the links are. Like I try to go on laws. I got to do it somehow, but I've been
I just been donating that way. So.
Oh
you
yeah,
guys
we
can call
appreciate
me a member
that.
or not, but I always do you guys, man.
Indeed.
Oh, we
I've
appreciate
been
you,
following
dude.
Law for about a couple of years. James, I just got you. Skywalker, I've been listening to you too. So you guys do a great job breaking down defense, and thank God we got some beef in the middle.
Yeah.
Fat boys are back.
Whenever you guys in town, I got you guys, bro.
Oh man, listen, if we get to Hawaii, I'm definitely hitting you up.
Dog, we already made the trip in memory. You said drinks on you.
Drinks on me, brother. All you guys want. Mai Tais all night.
Appreciate you, my guy.
Man, we gonna kick you, dog. I can already see.
But I got to give you one drink though when I get over there though. I got to give you like some hen though, straight
hen
dog.
We start off with hen and then I can jump on in with the other stuff.
Yeah, we'll see.
Law. I got you, brother.
You know what, man?
But I got a little bit about Ane. Ane's a great kid. He's from Laie. North Shore. He's a kid that's got a high motor.
Mm-hmm.
Really got good feet. He might be short armed, like they said, but he's a sleeper in this class, man. I think our draft class was awesome. But I didn't believe he fell to us.
Yeah,
just God bless him that he's from Hawaii.
I tell you,
they gave him a parade and all that down here for him.
I bet.
We just won ourselves a huge Dallas fan club base out of here in Hawaii.
I tell you what, brother. Let me give a quick shout out to a guy that you might want to go look at his breakdown. Joe Rod, Cowboys blog, cowboysblog.net. On YouTube, go check out his breakdown on Anai, I believe. That's how you say it. He has a great breakdown, and he brought up some of his pros and his cons. We'll talk about it here off the line in a second. But yeah, man, I'm excited to have him as well. I'm excited. But you know what? I really hope that he brings. I told you this before, and tell me if I'm saying this wrong. Now I got you on the line. The dance is called the haka, right?
Yeah,
it's called
the haka is actually a Polynesian war dance.
The war dance. Ooh, I hope he brings that. I love that energy, dog. I don't care what I'm watching. If that pops up on the screen on ESPN or something, it gets me pumped, man.
Yeah, it does.
It gets me pumped.
That's warrior
stuff.
Yeah,
man.
Warrior. You gotta see that in person, bro.
I want to.
I'll jump out there and want to do it, dog.
I'll do it.
I'll let my little skinny ass out there.
It's so powerful, man. It's so powerful. I love it.
Yeah, I take shirt off too and do it as well. Hey, reach out to Bradley, man. Reach out to Bradley and tell him come on over to the show, man.
Hey, man, if I can, I will. All right.
Yeah, man.
Appreciate that.
Appreciate you, man.
Hey, you guys take care. Stay safe. Aloha. Keep it going, man.
Aloha, man.
Aloha.
Be safe.
That's my dog.
Great stuff. It was good. It was good to talk to him because I don't think I've ever talked to him.
I've never heard the voice.
Yes.
I think he called in before. Okay, he called into my show before.
He came to your show, man.
Yeah, not mine. Couple shout outs real quick, Houston. I got you. 1 second, Houston. Houston, like nigga, I'm good. Oh, awesome. I'm sorry, sponsor.
You better answer my damn question.
Exactly.
Damn.
Houston, like, man, I'm getting in here now. Real quick, I'm trying to pull it up. Shout out to you, Charlie Bridges. Just became an Avenger member. Appreciate you, man.
Charlie's my dog.
I didn't get a chance yet to drop the Brianna, to drop the Danny Surek behind the scenes, but I will. But you guys are really going to enjoy that one, but you're also going to enjoy Brian. Brian was hilarious.
Oh, my gosh.
he was hilarious.
And the stuff he told us behind the scenes, my members, like Skywalker said, my members. Now, that stuff is gold that he was telling us off air. So that's why you need to become a member so you can hear that stuff.
Yeah, it was some good stuff, man. So I got to get you guys both of those when that drops. And shout out to you, Keith, for the donation. He said, Vicksburg was always better than Natchez. Missed the interview, but good. He said, but good always. Hell State.
Fighting words.
Warren County. What are you talking about? Man, I'm gonna let Vach fight that up, man. We used to run. I used to run through Vicksburg. Only thing that was good out of Vicksburg was the ladies.
Ooh.
No, I'm sorry. I'm live.
You can't take that back. Hey, let me tell y'all something, man. And I'm gonna keep it short and sweet.
What's up?
Your stories you was telling us about back in the day, Law. Oh man, that's for the $99.99 for your mind members right there.
Oh yeah,
$99 for your mind.
Yes, hey, 832, what's up? You on the line? Cowboys Nation call line brought to you by the Cowboys Network. What's up?
See, first of all, man, Vicksburg.
There you go.
He said, "Hey, I'm coming on here.
Hey,
we
Voch, I gotta
gonna
say-
talk live."
I gotta save your number, fam.
All that Vicksburg talk, that's like middle school stuff. But when Natchez went 5A, 6A, Vicksburg feared us. So I don't want to hear nothing about that list. So let me make that perfectly clear for the hometown first and foremost. Second of all, re-shouting out Natchez. Lord Mays, let me ask you something. We come from a part of the country, from a part of the world, a part of the state, Natchez, Mississippi. We don't know what trolling is. I never heard of trolling until I started doing the internet thing. I don't troll nothing. So when I tell Big Game James I'm going to smoke him for 3 touchdowns, I mean and I stand on that. I'm not
You can
trolling.
stand on it all you want, dog.
Listen.
I ain't got to listen to nothing you saying.
Round one.
So we gonna do some
Right. We don't need to keep talking about it, dog. You better keep running up them hills because you can talk all that Natchez, whatever. That stuff don't scare me, dog. You talk still loud, but I ain't worried about all that. I'm gonna be running them hills tomorrow, dog. I'm gonna be in that weight room. I'm gonna be training with my kids, dog. So you better be ready. You talk about you mossing me, dog. I'm gonna catch that ball over you all you day. The only thing you got, dog, is size. That's it. You ain't gonna touch me, dog. You ain't gonna touch me. And you ain't gonna catch no pass. You're gonna be pushing off with your big ass because you can't touch me nowhere else.
And you know what? That's your flaw. That's the flaw in
That's
your
what
game
you're gonna have to
plan.
do, but I'm gonna get back in that weight room because I'm slim fit. I'm stronger than you think you're gonna see it. And Vaughn from Streetport gonna give me my $20 holler when I beat you. And it's gonna look worse when the dude that's got you 20 years over you doing you on tape.
Wow.
I am a state champion powerlifter. I'm not worried about you lifting weights nowhere.
You ain't gotta worry about nothing, dog. You ain't gotta worry about nothing. You gonna get this business, dog.
Football for me was less than a decade ago. You played.
I don't care what it was. I don't care what it was. You keep talking all that noise. Stop talking, man, and we'll see.
Bill Clinton was the president when you last played.
That's cool. That's cool. But like I said, don't you think it's gonna look even worse, big dog, when I'm getting you and I'm old? So just remember that.
WCW, Hulk Hogan was the heavyweight champion.
It sounds all good, big dog, but it's gonna look worse on you when I get you. So make sure, and we're gonna have the tape, and I'm gonna play it on your channel. I'm gonna play it on your channel.
You started all this, sir. You started all this, sir.
I posted on Twitter. I posted on Twitter, and then you start to get to talking. So I'm like, come on.
So let me say something here about all this because
bring your best camera, sir.
This is a whole.
Bring your best camera.
Listen.
When big boy smoke you.
But here's the thing. Hold on, Voch. Here's the thing. If you smoke him, or James, if you smoke him, what if y'all got Chad Hutchinson throwing y'all the ball? Who's quarterbacking this thing? I'm just trying to figure that out.
You got a quarterback, Voch?
It don't matter who the quarterback. I can't throw. I'm not gonna lie there. I can't throw. But whoever quarterback is, man, listen, bro. Listen. All I'm saying, first of all, whatever charity we end up doing it for is gonna be for a good cause. But if y'all in the Dallas area, man, just please just be around and just be there. And if you can't be there, I'm gonna bring the best cameras and the best lenses to the show. Them brand new vlogs I've been doing, I'm bringing them cameras to the show. So everybody just tune in, please. Just off of that real fast, great show, y'all. First of all, great show. Shouts out to Young Wilson. Sound like he want to go surf right now. That boy laid back, ain't he? That boy chilling.
We need on my ties.
Yeah. But you know what I'm saying? I didn't want nothing. I just heard James talking so much noise, bro, and I just don't duck smoke from nobody. So I just want James to work out so he won't look foolish on the camera. That's all I want. I don't ask too much.
Hey, like I said, the fact that you calling in, I already know I'm in your head.
We didn't put out head, dog. I just don't duck smoke from nobody. If I wouldn't have said nothing,
it sounds all good, dog. It sounds all good.
That's all good. I'm gonna let somebody else get in on this phone, man. Great show or whatever, but dog. You know what I'm saying? Great job having Broaddus on and all that. But you know, whenever we run it, we gonna run it. Shouts out to James. Shouts out to the young bull. The young bull still. You know what I'm saying?
Those words, bull.
He loved that one. The young bull. Hey, shouts out to you, Voch, man. Appreciate you, bro.
Appreciate you too, Voch.
That's my dog right there, man.
Appreciate you.
NTZ representing.
I am not playing. We have to. This has to happen. I don't know what's going on with the COVID, what's open and what's not, but we got to figure this out. We got to plan this ahead. You know, we coming down Dallas, so I'll be down there. But I'll come down a couple times just to do this, man. I will.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. Training camp will be like around. I know I'm gonna be down there in August for training camp, so that's a good couple months. So y'all start preparing for it, start getting ready for it, because like I said, we're gonna get a whole bunch of. I feel like it's gonna be a big thing. I know y'all gonna be watching me and Vosh, but Skywalker, Law, Foots, whoever wants to come down there, you know what I'm saying? That's going to be huge. And for the charity we're going to really bring it to, I think that thing can be really, really awesome. Not just with the trash talking, but for the good cause, because we haven't seen each other. We've all been doing the YouTube, you feel me, in the different countries. And it's like we know each other from the camera, but it'd be a great thing to finally all meet up as YouTubers or whatever and just be able to have a good time.
But you know what can happen though? Real talk. Y'all keep hyping this stuff up. Jerry Wayne might say, I don't like y'all attitude. I'm gonna bring y'all in at the halftime of one of our games. You know, Jerry might use y'all as a halftime show, you know, and get the game going for like 10 minutes or so, you know, however long halftime is, or pregame. You know, we could start talking this thing up. It can be big game, Jay.
We talk about camp battles, you know, between cornerbacks and stuff. I'm looking forward to the camp battle with James and Vach.
I'm gonna reach out to your boy Q and Anthony Wright, big game, James.
There you go.
No, get Anthony.
Anthony Wright. He could be the Q.
Yeah.
He could be the Q for both teams.
I'm gonna hit Anthony up
there you go.
tonight, and I'm gonna say we need a Q. We're gonna do this thing. We need a QB. I bet you he will do it.
There you go. Hey, real quick, shout out to Dallas Cowboys for Life with the donation. It says sending you guys some support and love. I think that's actually him calling in. How crazy is that? Give me 1 second. I think that's him. Ain't too many Canada. Yeah, I don't see that too often. He said, keep up the good work. Love the late night hype. Appreciate that. That's probably Sid. It's your boy Sid.
It's your boy Sid.
Appreciate that donation. Make sure you guys check out his channel as well. He does some Cowboy stuff. He's getting his feet wet, trying to grow that thing over there. Is that who was on the line? It's your boy Sid. Is that you?
5, 4.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
You on the line? Is this It's your boy Sid?
It's your boy Sid. What's up,
fellas? Yeah, I like the energy. Come on.
What's up, man?
Yo, man, I know I haven't been tuning in for a minute. Been crazy busy with work. But I just want to tell you guys, when I do tune in, I love watching you guys. You guys are an inspiration for me and all the Cowboy fans out there. You guys are bringing big things to the Cowboy Nation, not just the Cowboy Nation, just to the YouTube channel. And I would just want to show my support. I hope you guys are doing everything to stay safe. Law Nation, I hope everything's good with your moms. I know we spoke about that once before. And I haven't gotten an update, but I hope everything's good on that side too, man.
Actually, today is her birthday, actually.
Oh, happy birthday, Miss Law Nation.
Man.
Yeah, Miss Law.
Happy birthday.
Law Nation.
Yes, she turned big 63. She normally people say don't tell the age, but she said, hey, tell everybody my age because I lived it, you know.
Yeah.
So it's
man.
my birthday.
So I'm just calling in to show my support, and I hope everybody's staying safe. Your boy Sid's going on vacation, so I'll be thinking you guys when I'm sipping some mojitos in Mexico.
Jealous.
Oh,
hey.
Okay.
Jealous.
Mexico.
Mexico.
Hey man, enjoy that vacation, man. Send the pictures and stuff. I know you on Twitter, so post the pictures and stuff because I can't be in Mexico right now, but at least I can see it.
And don't drink that worm,
yeah,
bro.
Man,
you drinking that stuff.
Don't drink the water. They say don't drink the water.
Yeah, man.
Yes,
keep it going, fellas, man. And take care and have a good night, man.
Thank you, man. You too. Be safe, brother.
All right, man.
Yeah.
Man, it's awesome when you get the love from Canada all the way from the down under. It's I can't wrap my head around it.
We internationally known, you know, and I love it.
I'm not internationally known, but I'm on the microphone.
Y'all know what James over there doing.
Yeah.
I'm good. Look, you got me again, didn't you?
I called your ass.
You called me again. I tried to be more play it off that time, be a little more slicker.
No, it's because I see Vach is still in there trolling. Yes, but Vach act like he don't know what trolling is. I know you mean it. You mean what you're saying.
This is fun. Hey, Sky, when I was sitting down and before I got on Twitter and I was thinking about that thing about, you know, doing the big the charity thing, it was just like speaking to me. This is going to happen. Like, this is really going to be big, y'all. I know this is going to be big. This is going to be big. We need all the people that support our pages to really be on this.
Hey, remind me, James and Law, after the show, to reach out to Jesse.
Okay.
So we can get his helping hands.
Yes.
That can be the charity. That's the one I would love to use. In PT, I probably have to. PT is a little bit easier to get hold of, so I probably hit him and be like, "Hey man, this is what we plan on doing. Love to have y'all coach and use you guys, charities as a charity place to send any monies we get. It'd be awesome.
Yeah,
it'd be awesome. But yeah, man, real quick, can we get a happy birthday, a Stevie Wonder happy birthday to Miss All Nations? Can we get that? Can we get your mother's name? I don't want to say Miss Law Nations.
You can just say Carrie Law.
Carrie Law. Carrie Law.
Carrie.
Can we get a happy birthday to you? Happy birthday to you.
Come on, choir.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.
Yes, indeed. She gonna love it, man. She watch all of the shows. She's one of my biggest and #1 fans. I recall a story real quick.
Yeah.
I decided to one time stop YouTube. And it was like long time ago, like when I had like 6,000 subscribers. She said, boy, you don't stop nothing. You don't stop this stuff. Continue to figure out another way to continue to do the things that you do, because you don't like this. You love this. And that's where I get it from.
That's why you got
that passion.
Yeah. So
Mama is a bad woman.
That's basically,
indeed.
honestly, fam, that's basically your Michael Jordan talk. We all watched the documentary. Michael Jordan wanted to quit. His mom said, boy, you come home, you crying because you ain't make that team. Go ahead and get better. And then we got Michael Jordan.
Yeah. She been my rock, man. She been with me, continue to grind and push me to get things where I'm at right now. So shout out to moms. Happy birthday to you. May God continue to bless you.
Blessings on blessings. Strength.
This is real, man, because small town, Natchez, Mississippi. She originally from Ruleville, where you had one stoplight, in the entire city. So that's how country I am. And for her to continue to push me to be where I'm at, to graduate, to ultimately get a legitimate job and all of this good stuff, man, and for her to push out all boys, it's all brothers over here, and every one of us are successful, and I really appreciate it. And she's that one that's always motivated us and pushed us to the right way.
Mamas usually are.
Yeah.
They usually that rock.
Yeah,
rock.
She's my rock. How did that song go? But appreciate your mom. Happy birthday to you.
She gonna like that one.
Yeah.
She gonna like that one. All right, man. I'm kind of looking in the chat here. I was looking at the chat for some talk, but you see the chat? Everybody's giving your mom some flowers right now. They're giving your mom some flowers, man. That's awesome.
I'm gonna have to cut this part and send it over to her.
Oh, she will
love. Oh, she love.
We love you.
Hey, hold on. Tell Mama Law. I sung a little something. So make sure you cut that part and you send it to me.
Yeah, cut our singing part, because I like my singing, even though it's terrible.
She be like, them boys good.
If she want, I can even give her the Stevie. Yeah, I can give her that too. You want? Sound. Shout out to you, Stevie. Yes, I love you, Stevie Wonder. I ain't making fun of you.
Yeah, he got us through many a days.
Oh man, listen,
still, right?
Still,
I think the world need to listen to more Stevie Wonder.
You ain't lying about it, especially right now.
Right now, they need to listen to Stevie, fam.
A ribbon in the sky,
Oh man, that hit right there. You might have to have. I'm gonna be playing that when I get off here.
Yep.
Yeah. Y'all ladies out there, y'all play that ribbon in the sky.
Yes, ladies. Shout out to all the ladies out there too, man. Shout out to all the mamas.
I know where this segue is going.
Yeah, we got to talk about it because
you said Booth ain't coming. You see?
Yeah.
He said, I know where this is going. I'm sorry, Booth. I'm just loving Booth tonight.
Oh no, okay, no,
I'm sorry.
I didn't know that was the one you was going. No, shout out to Booth.
Oh no,
I thought you was about to.
No, I got my Booth thing. I got you.
Segue into
hold on before y'all go further.
The segue.
Yeah.
I like the name. I like the name, like what Charles put down, Mom Nation. That's cold. That's cold-blooded name, because now that name can apply to everybody.
Everybody.
Mama Nation.
I love that. I
like
love
that.
it. Coined the name. I'm surprised Big Game James didn't put it out there first.
Hey, but sometimes you got to let somebody else have it. You can't make all the
Gotta share. James, we gotta share.
But speaking of that, can you elaborate, for the nation on the ladies? Big Game James.
You had to put the late night voice in.
Oh, is this we talking about tomorrow?
Yeah.
Ooh, we? Let me tell you something tomorrow, man. Now, if you got Instagram, go type in Brianna Brett. Is it B-R-E?
I think it's Bate. I think it's Bate.
Good look at that Instagram, and I won't have to say nothing else. I gotta do.
Now what? Now see now why the promo got to be that way?
No, listen, I'm doing the brain.
Okay, gotcha.
The brain, the brawn, all that. And I checked her bio. Man, she used to play sports. I think she hooped. I know she did. I think she did some drill. She's like on it. She got her own podcast. Had it for about I think 2 years now.
It's called Bigger
and Better podcast.
Bigger and Better. Yes, that's what
and she knows her stuff, dog. Y'all gotta listen to her. She's a heavy book reader. She reads a lot of books. She's a really intelligent girl, and I'm really excited to have her on. She's a deep Cowboys fan. Been a fan since she was 7 years old. And it's just going to be an exciting time to bring her on. Talk about her podcast, pick her brain to what she thinks about the Cowboys, because she has some analyst thoughts and what she was, I was like, okay. So I'm just going to be excited to have her on, and she'll be able to, kind of do her thing tomorrow. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It'd be a nice kind of a break piece between Danny
Brian and Patrick,
and then Brian and then Patrick. So it'd be a nice switch up. So definitely tune in for that. Be a different type. Not I'm gonna say different kind of show. Obviously, it's gonna still be the same show,
right?
But just a different perspective and whatnot.
Yeah, and this is what I want to put out there to the universe. And there's more Briannas out there, Bate or BT. My thing is never paint a person with the same brush, and don't put somebody in a box, because just because she may look revealing, that's her flow, that's her imagery. And
make sure we're respectful tomorrow too.
Yeah, y'all be respectful, because the lady, when you tune into her podcast, it's no airhead talk. She knows her X's and O's, and Mike can teach a few of these fellows something. So I like us bringing in some diversity, man, bringing in some people with different flavor, and check out her, support her line, because it's a profitable situation to show what you got. What they say, shake what your mama gave you. She's showing what her mama gave her, and it's her brand. So shout out to her. She'll be on the show tomorrow, and we're going to get this thing on and popping. So bring y'all questions together, and let's get this thing going the best way, the right way.
Indeed. Yes, sir. And then following that is Patrick Creighton. Finally, we got that situated.
The hell out that shit.
We working this week, though. We working this week. It's 4 shows.
Like we trying to tell y'all folks, man, we be working.
Hard work.
Yeah, it's been going in. I do got one question though. Fellas, question for all three of us. What was your first Cowboys game that you attended? Mine was that horrible Monday night game when McNabb ran around for 30 seconds and hit Freddie Mitchell. FML. Yeah, that had to suck to go to.
I could tell you my first football game I attended.
Yeah, I'll tell mine's next.
It was the Baltimore Ravens game, the last game in Texas Stadium down there in Irving, I believe. The McClain brothers, they ran all over us.
Yeah,
I'll never forget that.
No,
game.
McGahee.
Ran over.
Oh my God,
McGahee or McClain.
McGahee and McClain
killed it. Yeah,
I just remember McClain because I think it was one of my favorite movies was
maybe it was just McClain.
It was McClain. It was brothers. It was two of them, I believe. And I was in there like, dang, they're running up. Yeah, y'all can look it up, man. And they blew the stadium up since then, And I always would say there was a movie that came out, and I'm a big movie buff, and it was Die Hard.
John McClane. I knew you was going there.
John McClane, and
that's my favorite trilogy.
Yeah, and Samuel Jackson would say, "Damn it, McClane," he would say that, and all I can think of watching that.
Oh,
that
the New York one.
Yeah, he kept running. They kept running right up the gut, and we couldn't stop nobody. So that was my first experience at the Dallas Cowboys Stadium, as my guy Jerry Wayne would say. And that's just how it goes. I would tell y'all another situation, a story about me in the Dallas Cowboys game. But big game, James know it, and I ain't going to tell it, right now. You know what it is, James. You know what it is. And I've been to multiple games.
Well, he said the first one. The first one I went to was actually in D.C. And technically it's in Maryland. At FedEx Stadium, 2006. I was so excited, man. I made a sign, and it said this was before, and I believe I'm the innovator. I don't care. This was before you saw the beware of D-ware. No, nobody was saying that. So I said, oh, this is cool. Me and my buddy, we made the sign, beware, beware. I'm down there, and here's the funny thing. I was down there in my T.O. jersey, right? But this was right when Ocho Cinco changed his name to Ocho Cinco. So to be a little bit of a troll and be different, I made a thing, and I put it on my back of my jersey that said Ocho Uno. So I'm in the stadium with Ocho Uno jersey on, T.O., and I'm just hyped. And it's my first time down there. And all you see people out there selling shirts, and it said in one of the shirts, and they were saying it real loud. What did it say? Cowboys suck and T.O. blows. So they were selling them type of shirts out there. It was crazy fanfare. So we get in the stadium, and the game was buck wild. If y'all don't know if y'all remember this game in 06, the Mike Vanderjagt game. Tony Romo. Tony Romo. So this was when during the week where Parcells had to answer these questions about T.O. sleeping in the meeting. So Tony throws a touchdown, and I'm at the end zone part. Tony throws a touchdown, and T.O. does a celebration where he goes to sleep on the ball, making fun of all the media and stuff. Yeah. And I'm just like, T.O. being T.O., right? And but as the game is going, it's a great game. Talking trash, the fans are great. It's cool. And then we get the ball at the end of the game, and we're driving, and we get in field goal range. I'm talking big shit.
And
all you see is the stadium look like an escalator, fam. All the Redskin fans just walking down and just leaving. It looked like they knew it was over. And then you heard the kick, thump. Then you heard another one, thump. And it was blocked. And the stadium just went nutty, thinking that that's it. Nope. Sean Taylor picks up the ball, does all these jukey moves, and Kyle Kozer just grabs his face mask by that much for a split
63,
second.
Kyle Kozer.
He runs it back by what, 30 yards, y'all, something like that, 20 yards, and they tack on an extra 15. And because it's the last play of the game,
and it ends it.
They get 0 seconds on the clock. You get one play.
How
and
does
they
that
made
happen?
that damn field goal. Dog, do you talk about the emotions?
How does that happen?
From thinking we're winning, talking all the shit in the stadium, to we just
nothing.
Lost.
Right.
It was terrible walking out that stadium.
I think that was on NFL Networks. The classic. They have the they have a classic.
Yeah, it was.
NFL,
I know what you're talking
about. And they played that like the craziest few minutes in the last of the game.
I tell you what about that one though. I've been down there like 5 or 6 times afterwards. Haven't lost since I've been down there. They haven't lost.
Wow.
We haven't lost. The game that we did lose recently with Dak, I didn't go to that game. I didn't go to that game in Washington. So that's pretty cool. That was my first time, 2006 in Landover, I think it is, Landover, Maryland.
Well, see, I don't remember mine because mine was 77.
Woo.
I was 5. My dad took me. We played against the Broncos. I remember that. But 5, I don't remember shit. Skip it. 5.
What
I
about
just
the
remember
first
Broncos.
one you remember?
I mean, the first one since that because I hadn't been to a game since then. And then me and G went in 2017 when the Cowboys played at the Eagles. I think we made the video with that game because that was like the Zeke wasn't there. We were banging back and forth with the Eagles in the first half. I think it was only like 9-7 at halftime, and then they blew the hell out. They blew us out in the second half. And man, the main thing I just remember in that game is all of them Eagle fans just chanting, "Let's go Eagles!" on our, and through the upper, the one, when you're walking down to go out, they were just like, "Let's go Eagles!" I wanted to fight, man. Like I don't.
Was that your Dak Prescott rant video?
No, that was Seattle. I remember that one. I will never forget that. The funny thing
about that trio of games, I think it was Chargers, Eagles, and Falcons, is every single last one of those games at halftime was close as hell. And then in the second half, we got blown the hell out.
Blown out.
And I understand, and it was so funny to me, and I hate to just kind of go back to Dak on this, but you had the whole world just clamoring on Dak, and I'm sitting here like, guys, this is a second-year quarterback with this coach, without Zeke, without Tyron Smith, and y'all expecting this man to put the team on his back? I mean, how many second-year quarterbacks is putting the team on their back for a 3 to 4 game stretch in their second year, 4th-round pick, by the way, with Jason Garrett as your head coach?
And Alfred Morris was your running back.
And Alfred Morris was your – no offense to Alfred Morris, but he wasn't scaring nobody.
Yeah.
Jason Witten was still your tight end. He wasn't scaring nobody.
I mean, no hating.
Terrence Williams was your second receiver.
Rob Wilson wasn't scaring nobody. Was Deontay Thompson still on the team, big dog?
No, he came next year.
Oh, okay, I was about to say. Yeah, he ain't scaring nobody.
But to me, it was so frustrating because I'm like, guys, calm down. I get y'all pissed. but step back and put context and put common sense into what's going on, man.
They was ready for
it. He needs a great team. Well, no shit. He's a second-year quarterback drafted in the 4th round and didn't expect to play. He shouldn't be playing right now, but he's playing, and he's not a bad quarterback, but he needs help. But that help ain't there right now.
Then a remade or reconstructed offensive line. That's another thing. A lot of people say, "Oh man, with the greatest offensive line," but we haven't had a healthy offensive line really when you look at it since
2016.
The last time we had
2015. You can argue 2015 was the good year. But
probably
2016
was the year.
2016 for sure. 2014, 2016, the best 2 lines we had in the last decade.
Oh, okay.
No doubt about that. Good, 2014 was nasty.
2015.
Yeah, O-line. I'm just talking about just within the confines of the offense.
I am too. I'm talking about
but I'm talking O-line of 014 was nasty.
2016. I'm talking about 2016 when they moved
Leo
Collins at guard.
Wasn't Leo Collins at guard that year?
2016.
Yeah, because Larry left. Yeah. Didn't Larry leave in 20? Yeah. No, Larry was Larry still there? Now I got
Larry.
Yeah.
Yes,
he was still there.
No, no, he wasn't because Dallas played the Broncos 2016. Wait, not 20. It was 2017.
17. Yeah.
So he was
16. He was there.
Larry got hurt.
He got hurt, and Collins took his spot.
Let me tell you how crazy. Let me tell you how crazy 16 was. Dak probably gave up 8 sacks altogether, and then 6 of them came from free. I think that's why.
Oh my gosh!
Don't
bring up.
But let me say this about Free. Free was the weakest link of the line, but when Free is your 5th best lineman, that's good. When Free was our 2nd or 1st best lineman, that's when it was bad. That's when we had Nate Livingston, and that's when we had Phil Costa and Kyle Kozier and Bill Nagy.
Kyle Kozier wasn't bad for us, though.
I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? He was like a
13-year
pro. And who else did we have? Bernadou.
Bernadou.
Oh,
my God. 73 Bernadou.
So when
Scott throwing them names, Bernadou.
So when Free is your best offensive lineman at that point in time, that's a problem. When Free became your 5th or 4th best offensive lineman, that is great. So that's why I couldn't really be mad at Free, man, because, listen, we ain't going to have all pros across the line.
Man, bro.
I was mad at Free. You don't have to be mad at him, but I was.
But he wasn't that bad, though. I'm trying to tell you.
He wasn't that great.
I had to go all the way back when I saw Free.
Yeah, he had to be better than that. If you looked at his years when he got demoted, he was giving up
years.
8 sacks.
I'm talking about 2016.
I remember when Doug Free played left tackle.
That's what I'm saying. When he was a left tackle, he was the best offensive lineman on our team, and that's when it's bad.
You know when he got switched to right tackle? Hold up. You know when he got switched to right tackles when he got murdered in that Vikings game.
That's what I'm about to say, because what's the name started off as right tackle. My dog.
I know Tyron.
Exactly. But he was there. But all I can do he was switching to left. Tyron wasn't drafted to play right, y'all.
Right. Well, I know that. Still, I'm saying when we saw, I'm saying
that's the stupidity of the
had that bad game against Minnesota. That's when they said we need Tyron Smith because this man is trash at left.
That is not it, man. But that's not. I'll disagree wholeheartedly. What it was Mark Colombo was done. Period.
Oh yeah.
Mark was done, and Doug Free showed enough. Remember when he came in, that he wasn't a pure starter that year. He came in for Mark Colombo and performed well enough, and they said, that's our guy. That's our right tackle. Mark Colombo is done. He missed a ton of games. He's older. His knee problems started to go, so we got to draft our future left tackle. But I don't think that was
Vikings
ready.
That game still got me mad, though. I think we could have still beat them, though.
But how? How was we going to beat them, fam? They whooped
our
ass.
Jared Allen came off the first few plays and was killing Romo. It was over.
Yeah, I don't know how he was beating them. I don't give a shit if Tyron Smith was at left tackle.
We got too happy with the passing.
Dog, we just got our ass beat.
You knew going in that game. Come on, Scott.
Bro.
Law. Let's be honest. You knew when we were coming in that game. Don't you just have some feelings when you come into the game? Like, I just don't feel this one as much as our team can do it. When we were coming in there with that raucous crowd with was it Brett Favre
on the road
and Jerry Rice?
Come on,
it wasn't
dog.
Sidney Rice. It wasn't Sidney Rice.
Rice was. Come on,
yeah,
I know turned it to Jerry Rice.
That's the thing. Let's not forget. I know the offense stank, but brother, defense gave up 34.
I wish my dog Jay Farm was still in here. Jay Farm would tell you where we ranked at in defense, the 2011 team.
That was 09.
09?
Mm-hmm.
But 09 was a horrible year, too, although we made it to the playoff, right?
Oh, no. 09 actually defense
was
wasn't bad.
Philly.
09 was a decent team. A decent defensive team, but they got their ass kicked in the second round.
Yeah, because we got that revenge game on Philly. We was feeling good ourselves in Minnesota.
No,
they was SmackDown.
That wasn't a revenge game. We whooped them 3 times that year. Remember?
Yeah,
I used to love saying that to Philly fans. We beat your ass 3 times in 1 year.
It was 2011.
Because they kept on saying the first 2 games, like, wait, you can't. It's hard to beat a team,
bro.
It's hard to beat a team 3 times.
2011, we didn't. Are you talking about the playoff game, Law? We got
we didn't make the playoffs in 2011, 2012, and 2013.
It was 09 then, right?
09.
Okay, that was the year I'm talking about. I'm referring to charge it to my mind. I'm a hard
what you got in that cup?
Yeah, what you got in that cup, bro?
What you got in that cup, dog?
Sweet nectar.
Uh-huh.
Nectars of the God, you know.
So what you got in that cup, man?
I love the nostalgia, even though it was kind of bad nostalgia in regards to losing, but it's kind of cool to think back during those times, man.
Oh my goodness.
And but to kind of go back to what you were saying, I think people have to really listen to what you're saying, man. This is not the offensive line from 2014. This is not it hasn't been the offensive line from 2016. It hadn't been, y'all. It just hadn't. So, we still have a really good one, top 5 offensive line for sure. And so that's enough to get it done. But we got to stop with this whole, man, we got the Great Wall of Dallas. Like, dog, that's not happening no more. Not the Great Wall.
Not a Great Wall.
It's a semi-wall right now.
It's good enough. When you got guys like Tyron, Zach, and Lyle to hold the fort down, you should be able to plug the other 2 positions in admirably enough. You don't need to have all pros at the other 2 positions.
True. We'll figure this thing out, man. We going to win the Super Bowl this year anyway, so
speak it into existence, man.
All right, man. So let's kind of give our salutation. I think that's the word. Always
that was good. You said it real good.
That's
salutations for the
You slowed it down too. I saw you thinking it.
I had to make sure I'm saying that right. I don't know if I'm using that in the right context.
Great.
Get late.
What up? Deviation.
Go ahead. Give y'all things.
I'm before you, Law. Thank you. All right, hold on. Hey, just shout out to all the mods. I made some new people some mods today, so shout out to the mods. They always do a damn great job. Shout out to the donations from everybody.
My God.
There was donations coming through all $2, $3, $4. I appreciate everybody in the feed, and once again, just want to tell all the people that support us, and I love y'all, man. Like when I say it, I don't just say it because it's a sound good name or it sounds good in the air. I truly love y'all. I truly appreciate how you supported us, even from the very beginning with Silver Blue Nation, how y'all rode this train with the late night hype, and how you're pushing us and how you're promoting us and how you're speaking in the air to get syndicated, because the more you guys talk about that puts out positive energy in the air, and that lets us know that somebody somewhere is going to just happen to see this feed one time and get off this feed and be like, guess what? We need to talk. I got something for you. And I believe it's coming that way, and it's coming soon. So please continue to support and throw those blessings in the sky, the positivity, because it's coming this way. And remember, one last thing. Hey, it's a crazy world out there. Let's unity. That's the main thing I want to say. We need to be unified out here. Sports unifies all of us. There's all kind of different races, but when we play sports, it unifies us. And it needs to happen outside of sports and in this world, because it's too crazy for time. We need to unite, man.
Yes, indeed,
shit,
man.
Hey,
that's what I'm talking about.
Who things say your food's getting cold?
Oh shit! Okay, I got
Where
you.
my plate? Where my plate at? You know what I mean?
Your food's getting cold.
I'll be in there in a second, boo.
Food getting cold.
Yes, indeed, man. So before that, man, food gets so ice cold, man, I just want to tell everybody thank you all for being part of this thing. Shout out to the mods again on this side over here, and shout out to those who made donations. Thank those who wanted to make donations but couldn't make donations. But there is the share button. Share this thing. Tell a friend, neighbor, foe where to go when they want to tune in to Cowboy Sports Talk and Beyond. Late night hype. This is just the beginning, Cowboy Nation. This is just the beginning. And you guys are seeing it live in the moment, being a part of the community, because this is what making this thing grow. The unity for the community, man. You know how that thing goes, Skywalker? Still with the new field. Big game, James, everything else remain the same. And you guys know how this thing feel when we begin to penetrate our minds on these things. But I'm just going to leave it right there. I'm not going to go into it.
I was about to drop that war music, man. I was about to drop that war
you going to drop the war music?
I almost did, because
I thought you If I can hear that war music, you know it's gonna be
getting there. Yeah.
You know how you start getting in that chant mode when he played that war music.
Yeah. In fact, somebody just dropped the Cash App, man. That's what I'm talking about, man. See.
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. I didn't put any of the. Usually, I put the Stay Connected up there. But if you guys, if you can't, and you want to donate and you can't donate through through YouTube. You can through the Cash App. I just posted it here.
Cash App been going all nutsy in there, so don't say that on mine.
Yeah,
don't say what,
y'all, man. Appreciate y'all.
Don't say don't donate to your Cash App.
No, I ain't say that.
Oh, I'm like, what?
I said no. Don't ever get that twisted.
Yeah,
I said, don't. I said it's been all through my feed, so you can't say that.
Pushing it through the feed. I have to push it to connect. Yeah, I don't ever have time to. I'm producing the show. I can't really put it in there, so I just be.
We be shouting out to you though. We be shouting out to you, Sky, in the air for you though.
So here it is. It's right here, guys. If you want to donate through the Cash App, so appreciate all the donations.
Yeah. Please.
Appreciate the comments, man. Guys like Rue, who's constantly sharing here. KMT, Stevie Mac, the Mod God. Appreciate you guys and the regular people that's in here every single week, every single time we go. That's dope. That's dope, man. And again, like Mark Holmes says, we could not do this without you guys.
You be getting me pulled in.
Yo, we got the cowboy community lingo.
Yeah. You guys.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. But he's right.
Ask Voch Lombardi how that water tastes. I love
the little water joint. Yeah,
water.
I like that.
I don't put no tea on water. How that water? Y'all got to put that in the chat box. Don't put the tea on water. Water.
Yeah, I like that, man.
Country, man.
I like our we all got our own personalities, our own thing, man, and it's just dope, man. That video he did still dope to me, but it just goes to show you that this thing run deep over here in Cowboys Nation on YouTube, and we try to make this be a staple, be a flagship of Cowboys YouTube and as my boy says, and beyond. So not just YouTube, but we're trying to make it be a staple. So appreciate you guys being in here, being part of this thing to grow. And
you about to hear that thing.
I'm not going to I'm not going to drop that one.
You going to do it different?
I'm not going to drop that one because you know why? Because I like to hear Law Nation send us out.
Somebody asked for that war music too.
I like when he send us out to the up tempo type of feel.
Yes, indeed, Cowboy Nation. All I can do is say this right now. This moment, 2020, I said it's for the vision, but now I'm telling you guys right now, reach out to your friend, reach out to your neighbor, let them know how about them Cowboys. And we just had Bryan Broaddus on the show. Hey, I guarantee you can listen to Bryan Broaddus everywhere.
Drop them fire emojis.
On this particular spot, you got Bryan Broaddus commercial free for an hour and 20 minutes. You can't find it nowhere on the planet. I'm talking about some real deal Holyfield, no sugarcoating stuff. And he was telling everybody, hey, this is what was going on with the organization. That's what was going on with the organization. Hey, that was true what they said about this particular situation. But I come here to tell you guys, right here, I declare and decree that right now, football flavor finna be new. I'm not talking about having a bad situation and not being able to deviate and make those right calculations in the game. I'm talking about right now, we're going to have some true football flavor, baby. And I don't know about you all, but I do know this right now. How about them Cowboys?
Hell yeah.
That's been our time. I really thank you all for yours.
Tell them.
And remember, you're listening to absolutely nothing but the best. Cowboy Nation all day, every day.
Yes, sir.
That late night hype. We out.
You gave me chills, bruh. Like, seriously.